Welcome to The First Sip, the show that's really a bottle share disguised as a podcast. I'm Chris, and I'm here with my fellow hosts. What's going on, Ruben?
What's up, guys? I'm back for redemption.
Oh, boy, we're in for it now. I got the lovely Allie. How's it going?
I'm here for a good time.
Yeah. And Joel to my right here. What's going on, brother?
Hi, Chris. How you doing?
Good to see you. Very, very cordial there.
Here, let me show our co-hosts here. I didn't switch over to show them, so they're there. Hey, for the folks watching.
And like Ruben said, he's back for redemption. He was, if you listened, he was out last episode, but he's also come handy with first sips today. What you got here for us?
So I got first sips today.
I thought he was back for revenge, not
and
redemption.
then,
I think that's what he meant.
Well, you guys sullied my name, so I got to redeem myself.
Like the phoenix rising from the ashes.
So what we got here is Hanabi Lager. This was brought to you by our good friend Dean. He's a good friend of the show.
Thanks, Dean.
Yeah, Dean. Thanks, Dean.
And I think he shared the story on the Tuesday Night Beer Society.
He did.
And I'm just going to butcher it. But essentially, this is a collection of winemakers that brew beer, I think, a couple times a year. Mm-hmm. And so their lagers sell by the case at like $15 a bottle. Yeah. So and
holy shit.
So they're very limited. So this
gourmet
is
lager.
Be fucking good.
So this is spring 2021, and they're named after the Hanabi fireworks from Japan. So as you see the label,
I like their branding. It's
super
cool.
dope.
Oh, I love it.
It looks like some kind of like playing card type.
It looks like a coronavirus.
Like some kind of...
Coronavirus. That shit is real. So this is a Brack Vienna style lager. That's what it says on here.
Okay, that makes sense. So because if you look at it, I mean, it may even be light for a Vienna in a way, but it's a deep gold, I would say.
And I think part of their messaging
nice
for this release, essentially, because 2020 was hell of a year, so this is spring 2021, and on the side here it says "Brewed for new beginnings, let the sparks fly." Woo! So I think we're all hopeful that 2021
Cheers
will be better.
To that! What a great little
2020.
bottle.
But this is a phenomenal beer. He was gracious enough to share it with me a couple of weeks ago, and then he gave me a bottle of my own.
Wow, that's good. What a good guy.
Yeah, thanks, Dean.
Dean always has a really fun Oktoberfest party. Yeah, that's what I always think of him. And literally,
and Ruben always loses the chug contest.
Lederhosen,
loser,
kegs. He goes all out.
He loses to me.
So I enjoy this. I you guys know my affinity for lagers. So this is the crispiest of the crisp, and I think it's great, and it's a great story. Because we got a bunch of winemakers getting together to just brew lagers.
It's a pretty cool story.
How fun, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you had one before
tonight? And of course
tonight?
they're going to be good.
Yeah, so I saw Dean a couple of weeks ago. He had bought a boat this year, I think.
Oh, that's right.
So he's like, hey, man.
So he's been busy.
So you want to drink some beer on the boat? And I'm like, yeah. So this is one that he was excited for me to try because he knows how much I love my lagers. And I enjoy it a lot. And he gave me this bottle. And originally I was going to be selfish and drink it to myself. But I thought it would be a good beer.
It's a pretty brilliant first sip.
But now you're on an awesome podcast.
I've been aware of these guys for a little bit too, and I'm super stoked that you brought this because I've been following them. The story is pretty legit. Like the winemakers making beer, their branding is on point. I feel like they're gonna be like I said, they're only gonna do this like a couple times a year or something like that.
Yeah, I believe they do it every seasonal.
That's pretty cool. I guess it takes. I mean, a lager takes like if you do it proper, it's like 9. Like I think Bierstadt Lagerhaus takes like 10 or 11 weeks to make a fucking lager. So it's like that's almost a quarter right there. You know what I mean?
So for those who do not know about brewing, what's the difference between brewing an ale and a lager, Chris? Since you're the home brewer.
Yeah. So the difference, the biggest difference is one's top fermenting, and that's ales, and the other one's bottom fermenting, that's lagers. And also lagers, you ferment colder, and then you lager them, which is just a fancy way of saying keeping it cold for a long time. So ales can finish in the like.
Well, they can't call them chillers.
Well, like, dude, I mean, you see how fast some of these some of these breweries flip out IPAs. You can have a hazy done in like a week and a half, maybe even quicker if you're really rushing it. But a lager, like I said, like a proper is like old German standards, like 10 or 11 weeks. But
yeah. So
at least 6 weeks.
So this is one of the exceptions that I had with the last show that we were talking.
Like this is a missed opportunity to put this beer that you brought up against Allie's T-shirt.
We're not,
actually this would
go. We'll get to that.
This would go against Sam Adams. That would have been that would be what you'd put this against because Sam Adams is a Vienna lager.
Oh, true.
Is it really? I had no idea.
Yeah, because
Boston Lager is Vienna Lager. That's correct, and it's a great example of the style.
Yeah,
I think Sam Adams. I know they get distributed so widely that people hate on them.
From Boston,
but they make very good beer, man. Their Oktoberfest is something that I buy every year, at least a 6-pack because I really enjoy it.
Well, and it's affordable,
Dude.
like compared to what you guys buy.
Well, like Oktoberfest is like $7.99 for a 6-pack, which is great. And then on top of that, like Boston Lager, if all else fails, that's a good beer.
No,
I
totally.
agree.
And Utopia's is real, dude. That shit.
I've never tried it.
I was skeptical of it. I was like, damn, this thing's expensive. It's fucking good. I mean, I'm not a huge barley wine fan, and I fucking like that shit.
This is
I was pretty
Scud is
drunk
real.
were you at John's? One of our friends, John's down in Ocean
yeah,
Beach
I
when
was there.
he
Yeah,
opened the Utopia.
he was there.
Well, it was
Or not him as his friend, I think.
it was a
but-
Boston Beer Company rep who showed up with
Yeah.
Trulies, free cans of Trulies, and,
Yeah.
and a free bottle of Utopias.
Yeah,
I
it was crazy.
love-
That shit was good, right?
Man, you
Like-
had me at Truly's.
Truly's lemonades are the
Whoa.
best, dude.
They were
They're
new.
so
They were
good.
new flavors of Trulies too. They were like brand new, like
Oh yeah, like
I heard
lemonade
that
ones.
they
Those
had,
like
they
before
had
they
proto-
came out, yeah.
8%
prototype
Truly's.
Trulies or whatever.
Anyone else
Alright.
know that?
What?
We had everybody talking at once.
This guy really some fucking Ruben the moderator over here. Come on, bro.
Hey, well,
Gotta take
We
turns.
couldn't hear
Sorry.
him.
Take
so
one
this-
week off your shit.
this is one of the exceptions that I'm just gonna get right into it from last week because
Because you weren't here.
'Cause I wasn't
You've been
here,
dying.
Yeah,
so-
airing of grievances here.
so I'm as I was sitting here, sitting at home listening to the podcast that I wasn't here for. One of the exceptions I took from Chris, and it really fucking grinded my gears, was set on a weight basis. He weighs stouts to be he weighs them heavily as opposed to every other style of beer. And I took exception to that because there's so many breweries brewing shitty stouts that they hide behind adjuncts. There's one famous one that you guys know my distaste for.
Yeah, but I don't like those. The ones that suck, I'm not about. Like that's why I think I rate them higher, is because it's easy to make a shitty one. There's not that many people making good ones.
Yeah, but what's a good stout when you're hiding it behind candy?
I mean, I think it takes a good. Like it's like you can't make a shitty stout good with adjuncts. It's like putting lipstick on a pig, in my opinion. Like I feel like maybe you can get,
there's
like,
a whole
people do it. People
brewery
try
in
to do it.
Oceanside that is doing that. So I disagree with that.
But that's why things are subjective though too, right? Like I mean, some like I said, I've been I've been less and less of a fan of it lately. Like some of the stuff like I've been not enjoying as much as I used to. I don't know if that's like a faction of my taste buds changing and stuff a little bit.
Yeah, you're growing up.
But or if the brewing is gone, like he's also changed breweries and stuff. I'll
No, but like, cause to me, it's one of the things that I weigh in on heavily is like, if you brew a lager, if there's a lager on the board and it's shitty, then I'm subtract. Because I think making a lager it takes finesse. You cannot half-ass a lager. Like that has to be a whole process. And
I respect, and like I weigh, and to defend myself here, like I weigh stouts a little bit heavier, but it's not like I'm like blowing it out of proportion, like good stout or get the fuck out. You know what I mean? It's like there's some different, there's more than just that, and obviously I respect like, and the way I like the prefix, what we're going to get into the bracket again, doing like the first round was one thing, but now going through the other couple rounds, it's like I really had to like think about. It's like, all right, what beers did I want to? If I was like, look at this brewery. Oh yeah, keeping the Crispy Boy game alive. What'd you just open here, Joel?
Go, you finish your thought. I'm pulling out a mini battle beers that I
Okay.
brought.
Okay, cool. And so I don't know. The way I kind of went through the bracket was at after the first round especially, but it was just like what beers, like who, and for better or for worse on some things, we'll get through when we go through the individual matchups, but. I tried to decide of like, okay, who's the, what beers would I rather try to obtain from this?
Holy
which breweries
shit.
beers would I like to obtain?
So, but yeah, so you're judging hype to it too. So that's
Well,
another issue that I had with it.
Well, there's a couple because there's a couple breweries where I haven't like just by you can't attain a lot of these breweries. So it's like if there's a brewery where I'm more of a fan, like I don't know. Like I said, it's going to make a lot more sense when we go through these.
Yeah, I feel like
individually.
we're jumping the gun a little bit.
So-
We're jumping the gun.
Yeah.
Up it.
Joel's,
what-
Joel's
yeah.
got
Does everybody
some-
have 3 glasses? Because I see Joel's pouring out 2 Crispy Boys, and I have a third Crispy Boy that throw.
Ooh.
Throw it to the
I got,
action.
yeah, I
Yeah.
got
Finish
the
the
glasses.
first
yeah.
sip.
Yeah, I'm
I
good.
don't know how to pronounce this because I believe it's Italian. Occhio Malocchio.
Oh, that's the Wayfinder collab.
Yeah, the Wayfinder collab with Modern Times.
Modern Times,
is an
yes.
Italian style pilsner.
Mhm.
So I hope you guys have 3 glasses because
Yep.
this should be fun.
Wow. These
So,
look like a
so the
pretty good
2 I
comparison
brought are
for each
both
other.
Czech style pilsners, just FYI, with the Saaz hops and all that good stuff.
Well played.
So Ruben's is a slightly different style, an Italian pilsner, just for fun. for fun. So yeah, we didn't have we hadn't put a ton of like
This is
planning
fun.
into battle beers, and I was like, a good friend of the show, personal friend, Mike, Craft Beer 007, just went to Texas and came back with a
Austin
grip
specifically,
of
right?
Austin, Texas. Came back with a grip of Live Oak and gifted me with a can of Live Oak Pills. So thank you, Mike.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
I
This
was
is
like,
awesome.
hey, you know what? I've got Czech Pilsner from Lost Abbey, and I got Czech Pilsner from Live Oak. Let's do it. Let's do a little battle beers.
And we have an Italian one just to throw fucking a monkey wrench
Yeah.
in it.
I love it.
This is one of the beautiful things about beer relationships is that when your friends do go out of town, they bring you Live Oak Pills. Like
That's
super,
true.
That's super dope.
I mean, we do have a good, generous group of people.
If you
but
haven't been to
yeah.
a bottle share, I mean, this is kind of incentive. You get to meet some great people,
Nicest people.
that hook you up with some awesome.
I mean,
beer.
we have a friend that won a Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, how many people
Nobel-
can, or not a Peace Prize, but a
I
Nobel
think
Prize?
it was like in chemistry or something.
Yeah.
Nobel Prize for Chemistry. He was on the team that the leader of the team was given the award. Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
It was
because of
pretty
beer.
sweet.
We
I got
met
to
this
hold one in my
smart
hands.
doctor.
It was a replica, but yes, it's the next best
No,
thing.
it was actually the real one, Joel. He showed
We
he
went
took me
in.
to
Yeah,
the-
we went in the other room.
Yeah, he didn't show you the real one, Joel.
And I'll say I'm not used to holding something so big in my hands. It was impressive.
Can I pass this? Can I pass this back for you guys to put in the graveyard over there?
Here you go.
And also this one, please. Thank you.
And there's more.
Ruben, you must be in heaven.
We're just passing
Fucking
cans.
lager heaven right now.
Our setup right now is kind of like it's like a fire brigade. We're passing cans and bottles back and
so-
forth.
All right, let's start with.
Let's start with that Noble Tendencies from which Lost Abbey gets a lot of flack because they're not super innovative, but they make some great classic style beers.
I feel like that's the point. They don't want to be.
I feel like they hadn't. This is. I mean, is this one of their
Innovative.
first lagers that they've done?
Oh, they've been doing lagers for years, dude.
I feel like they
Years.
have, but they always do like Lost Abbey. I think of as like their Doubles and some other. Like I feel like they've had like maybe like a.
They do it all. They've been doing lagers for years, years and years and years. They I don't believe, if I remember, that they've ever canned.
Was it
packaged
Lost
one
Abbey?
to go.
Abbey or
was Lost Abbey.
Port, not Port.
Lost Abbey.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Amigo Lager, which is a base beer that they also would take in sour and put in barrels and turn into like some of the
Oh, yeah,
stouts
okay.
that they
I
stouts.
think they
mean,
also
it's-
blend that
sorry,
with like a
sours.
darker beer too to make some of their sours too.
Yeah, probably. They
They
probably
do some.
do a
They
lot
do
of
some
blending.
interesting stuff. Yeah.
Hmm.
Wow, this is Crispy Boy heaven right now. We start off with 5 different lagers right now.
We're trying to ease you back in, Ruben. So
Yeah.
you'll be nicer to us.
I'm going off the deep end tonight, baby.
No!
Let's go.
right, I
I'm ready, dude. I got my war paint on.
Yeah, I
got
got
my-
my hater shirt.
My initial
I got my
thoughts right
pants off.
now. I don't know if you guys are ready to vote. I went through all 3 already. I don't know if you guys.
No. You will give your.
Getting there, getting there.
Yeah, you give us your opinion here as we're finishing it.
My least favorite is the Italian one. It feels like there's like some orange zest in there. Like
Italian
There's-
pilsners are never my favorite.
yeah, there's something like citrusy in the Italian pills.
There is.
Yeah, and out of the other 2, I think Noble Tendencies is better. I like it better than Live Oak. It's just crispier, It's like it doesn't linger on the tongue.
It
Dude,
has
this-
maybe a tiny bit more carb. Maybe I'm not sure. Like just a little bit higher carb.
I agree, and I like the higher carbs.
Is there
That's
canning
probably-
dates on the bottom of each of those?
Good question. Check them out. I mean, I assume the Live Oak is probably pretty recent.
And also, I'll second what Ruben said. I'm getting it all in the aroma, but the that Italian one, it smells like straight up like orange zest or some shit. Like,
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
I wasn't getting as much in the flavor, but yeah, the taste was.
Live Oak is 123.21.
Yeah, Noble Tendencies doesn't have a.
It's got to be pretty recent because they've been selling out of it so fast. Like I assume it's got to be a new batch or a second batch because this was the first time I actually got it at the store. I went in and like it was always an empty slot on the shelf where it was supposed to be.
Is it
That
just me,
is
or it
awesome.
reminds me of like a baseball logo?
Yeah, totally. I was.
Is it
always thinking-
supposed to be, or like a knockoff, or an ode to
I
I'm
don't
not
that?
sure if
know,
that was
it-
the intention or not, but
Yeah.
definitely I always thought that though. I thought it was like
Right? Do you guys
It has
see
that
it?
kind
I
of
don't
look.
know.
Yeah.
It's
it
like a
reminds me of,
classic
like, a-
beer logo, kind of.
like a
AA
or AAA team.
simple.
Well, like I'm going. So going back, I think Noble Tendencies to me is tasting better right now, and that is a huge thing to say because Live Oak is phenomenal. I think it's one of the. Fuck,
There it
I
is,
said
phenomenal. There
Fuck!
it is.
It's one of
All right,
the
everybody take a
best.
drink.
It's one of the better lagers. When discussing lagers before, it's like you had Bierstadt on there, you had Suarez, you had some of these big name brewers, Enegren, Modern Times, but like Live Oak Pils is a good standard to have for a pilsner.
Absolutely. I agree. And Live Oak Pills is just a tiny. Yeah, I think it's a tiny bit less carbonated. It's a tiny bit. It's a tiny bit sweeter too. There's like much more.
I was getting that as well.
Grainy, malty. Like I feel like the Lost Abbey is like Wheaties. Not with wheat though, but it's like a brand cereal or something like that.
I was going to say it reminds me of cereal, but I thought I would.
I think I'm also preferring the noble tendencies the most right now.
I am
too. Like I said, the sweetness of the live oak is kind of throwing me off a little bit. That's what I'm perceiving as well.
I feel like this is kind of monkish.
Like I said, I don't know if it's potentially the noble tendencies. The noble tendencies might be a bit fresher, so I think that could be the difference. Looks like what?
Yeah, and it's not traveled, a couple thousand miles.
Look at the lid. True. The lid's gold.
Yeah, dude, it's a classy. That's a fucking good ass looking.
It's beautiful. It just kind of reminds me of monkish a little bit.
One thing like Lost Abbey that I feel like they fuck up a lot of things, like with their social media sucks, and they do some things where they could be doing stuff better, but their branding in terms of like labels and things always look good. Like their bottles are tight, their fucking cans are pretty tight.
They have their niche down. They have that.
But I feel like they could be like a bigger player.
Is it niche or niche?
Whatever. Float your boat.
It's niche. Yeah, niche.
Hey, this is American.
Depends on who I'm talking
niche.
to.
Thus speak Zarathustra. Niche by niche.
One of the things that pisses me off about the whole Port, Lost Abbey, fucking hop concept.
They have all those different brands.
Dude,
Tiny bubbles.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb to me.
I wonder if it's a business
I'll
thing.
give it to him. Like Port and Lost Abbey, I could see, okay, maybe if it just stayed there, but like THC, like why didn't you just make that Port, dude? Like, come on.
Yeah.
And be honest, like I think it's like I don't know. There's reasons to have different brands and stuff like that, but I feel like Lost Abbey is just so much stronger branding wise than all the other ones.
Yeah.
You just say fuck it to the rest.
I don't have a problem with the co-branding personally because I think that they've drew logical delineations between the brands. Port is very much like a craft brewery, right? They make stuff like Board Meeting Brown. They make stuff like Shark Attack Red Ale.
They make stuff like fucking Pizza Port.
THC could have all been in a Port.
I honestly think THC, the hop concept, when they came up with the idea, they were like, "This is too good not to trademark it right now and claim it." And
they
then
should have just made a series. Sorry, they should have just made it a series of beers. They should have been like, "This is the Port Brewing THC."
Like back in the day, those hop concept beers, like they sold like. They were gone. Like they sold super fast. And there was 4 seasonal ones that came out and they all looked like the air freshener. And it was like, jump on it, get that new one, get that new hop.
Wouldn't you say that was a pretty small? Wouldn't you say that was a pretty small period of time though?
It was like the first full year that they did them. They were hot. And then as they came back, they were less, at least to me, they were less like of a hot commodity. But I think they probably sell pretty consistently because they keep making them.
I think those started to come out. Like maybe the first batch or year of them came out before hazies were really popular.
Yeah, like 2005.
And then once hazies came out, that just put I mean, maybe they still sell them really well, but I feel like that just put the kibosh on that series when hazies came out. You know what I mean?
I don't think it did. Well, I mean, I don't know. Their IPA is basically, as long as you make a good one, you shouldn't have a problem selling it.
My problem with it is just too much branding, and they missed an opportunity. If they would have fucking bottled or canned their seltzers under the Lost Abbey moniker, and then just named it Holy Water.
Well, they already did Holy Water as the Lost Abbey in bottles, right? There's one in Plan 9.
What is it?
Oh, it's just water.
It's water blessed by a priest, though. It's actual holy water.
But Ruben's saying they could have capitalized on that branding and been punny.
They could have done what Hudson Valley did in barrel-aged water.
Here's what I heard. I don't know if this is a rumor or if this has actually been announced, but I heard that they are going to start packaging Lost Abbey sours, like Red Poppy and stuff like that, I think, into cans, into the little skinny cans, similar to what Tiny Bubbles is packaged in.
I could see that. I could see ones. Hopefully they don't do that for like Veritas and stuff like that. But I could see Red Poppy, some of the more the framboise.
Yeah, like framboise amorosa. Yeah, the little skinny can. Not. I don't know if it's the same. It might be the same size, form factor.
But it makes thinner than a beer can.
But the Tiny Bubbles, whatever cans those are, it's same or similar type cans as those. Yeah.
Yeah, 12-ounce cans.
I could see that. No, I could totally see that.
That's the rumor I heard.
I could see those because I had a similar idea of like.
I don't like that because they're already overpriced and they sit on shelves way longer than they should, just because their price point.
Are you talking about like the specialty, like the one they just came out? That's like the vanilla one.
No. Even like the Framboise d'Amorosa, it's like $17.99 for a 12-ounce bottle.
For like a 375 milliliter bottle. I don't have like a terrible problem with that price point because it is like it's barrel aged beer that took them like I feel
like I don't love
a
that
while to
I don't
make.
love that. Yeah,
it's like Veritas raspberry. Get the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I feel like the base
Or peach afternoon.
I feel like their framboise
that's not
framboise de
sour.
amorosa. I feel
These
like it's a
kids these
darker.
days.
I feel like it's not a like blonde or like saison base. It's like a darker base.
These new money tickers, right, Joel?
All they want is that 450 or
Yeah.
that.
They just want fucking juice and suck.
Hey, I said
thumb.
Veritas, bro. Like, give me, let's get
Veritas
the goods.
with the raspberry.
I almost brought a dream for you guys tonight, but I decided not to punish you,
Yeah.
not to torture you all
Don't
with it.
fucking feed into
I would have been okay with it.
Chris's hype
All right,
body
so
over
we
here.
got. So
We gotta have
I
diversity.
picked Noble
in our
Tendencies.
beers.
Ruben picked Noble Tendencies.
I literally
You
picked the
all-
exact same as
same
Ruben.
thing. And then
same,
I don't
same
think did we
thing.
get your vote on which one you like the most?
Yeah, I agreed with everybody.
Yeah,
The
so
last
we're
time.
all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Wow, this is your first unanimous.
dude.
This is the first unanimous.
Wow.
Is that the yeah? Is that the
You know what they say? Like, if you're all in agreement, somebody's doesn't belong. Like, somebody's superfluous. So sorry, Chris.
Actually, the Italian one's
You're-
the best
you're
one.
voted off
Yeah,
the island.
Maestro.
All right, well then let's take the gloves off. Let's get right into it. Let's stop fucking around. We all know why we're here, right? We're here to go
To
over.
drink beer.
to
I'm
talk-
here so I don't get fined.
We're here to talk about some fucking bracketology over here.
Bracketology.
Guys, this was hard.
okay.
It was not easy.
Yeah.
So
it was
one
tough.
of the things that sucks is when I originally set the bracket, I did put the bracket together originally. I sent it over to Chris and he made some adjustments and I'm not mad at him, but then again he he T-balled some breweries up for breweries I know he loves and I'm just like I don't understand. Like who the fuck did he pin North Park Beer against?
That was I actually in retrospect
Some
I shouldn't
brewery
have put
that-
him against
yeah.
like putting him against Jay Wakefield was actually probably even worse than putting him against 3F.
Not to me, it wasn't. It was a no-brainer to me.
Which one did you pick?
Oh, North Park.
Yeah,
dude.
me too. But dude,
To me it's a no-brainer. It's
But-
Jay Wakefield.
Well, so get there, but dude,
No,
they got
what?
clobbered. They got
What?
clobbered in the fucking. They got clobbered in the fan
Pick a
vote.
style, pick a beer, and pit it against the North Park equivalent, and tell me that the Jay Wakefield version is better.
Okay, now
Oh,
pick
is that how
pick
you
a
were doing it?
style,
Jay
pick a
Wakefield's buying
beer,
a lot of
and
trash.
pick a beer that has blown your mind more than Jay Wakefield. North Park has macaroons before dying that blew your mind. What else has blown your mind?
The original, actually,
Party Cup.
Actually,
Party Cup, yeah, I was gonna say.
Party Cup sucks dick. First of all,
I love Party Cup too.
Well, we lost you already.
The original macaroon, the original Death Before Dying, which flew under the radar, nobody cared about. That Ryan DeBusk, thank you Ryan,
Yeah,
brought to a
shout out.
share at Chris and Allie's apartment back when they lived there, and opened it, and I did a little double take and was like, "What the heck is this? This tastes amazing."
Yeah.
That
And
was
then-
just a barrel. Was that non-barrel aged?
That was just barrels, just barrels.
Okay,
that was
just
it.
barrels, okay.
And then the vanilla version of it, also fantastic. That
That
whole
was a more
series,
recent one, right?
okay,
has
so
been fantastic.
I agree with you guys that those macaroons and those
Eh.
Death Before Dying.
but their fest beer too. And now since the pandemic, I would say they have upped their game. They have leveled up
Right,
big
but
time.
they have
with all their
nothing as
cans.
mind blowing as the first time I had DFPF or Miami Madness
But see, here's
or
the,
Cuvée de
here-
Wakefield.
but they don't make anything like that, which I think is great.
One thing. So I would actually want to
They
address
don't
it
make a
'cause
Berliner, like as far as I know, like a fruited one.
And then, I mean, are we going to discount that Jay Wakefield was one of the forefront runners for the pastry stouts? Like, they were pastry town.
yeah, and he created those Florida Vice, like basically set the stage for slushy beers. You know what I mean? He started making
they
those
weren't,
like
they weren't
quick
the
sours.
forerunners. They just followed in the footsteps of like freaking Cigar City.
Well, he
and,
was the
like,
head brewer.
Yeah,
he was
but-
the head
but
brewer.
they-
He was the head brewer of Cigar City and
Yeah.
started. So he
Yeah,
and
so he was
He was
technically
for a while, they were the biggest stout brewer. You couldn't get a Jay Wakefield beer.
Well, I mean, but it was almost like they just were like, what if we made all these beers that like Cigar City and Cycle makes, but make them even more diabetes?
Well, like
Yeah,
I said,
and they
I
cranked it
gotta
up
give him
to
credit because
11.
he was the head brewer at Cigar City when they were making all those beers. So he was like, it's kind of like Gabe from Anchorage when he worked at Midnight Sun. He was making these like super old money ticker beers, and then went to go open Anchorage, and then surprise, started making then they started making. So it's like, yeah, was Cigar City doing it? Yeah, but he was also the one brewing it. So I see what you're saying, Joel. But I will give him that. But the one thing I don't understand, Ruben, is that I feel like you're always about these breweries doing like hazies and do stupid stuff. Like North Park Brewing Company, they do bomb West Coast IPAs. They make lagers. I feel like they do the legit stuff. It's like they don't get all
See, but
foo-foo-y.
we
They don't
dis-
get all
but
foo-foo
we
and stuff. I feel like they're the
disagree on
type. I feel like
But we
they're the type of
disagree, 'cause
brewery.
Party Cup sucks.
This is the root. This is the whole
Maybe
root
some
of his
like- yeah.
hatred because he said that he loves that he goes to the lager as the barometer for the whole brewery, and he doesn't like Party Cup, and therefore he
Were you in a bad
he
mood when you
throws
said it?
away the whole brewery with
yeah,
the
if you
bathwater.
can't make something
They
that
just seem like they just
finesse, but you're over here making beatus. Like I said,
And they
throwing
only
a
make
bunch
one
of
beer.
coconut
But
into
your
a stout.
hatred of
that's
Party
one
Cup is a
barrel aged beer. That's
fringe-
one barrel
yeah.
aged beer. Like, let's say that's basically the macaroons before dying, and like the before dying series, whatever, is basically the only beer that they do. And once in a while, they drop maybe.
But
a
they
basic
have
stout,
no
but that's not like
memorable
their-
West Coast IPA.
Dude, Foo is Hop Foo is pretty memorable.
It is pretty
No,
good.
it is not.
And they've done
If-
several.
if-
It's supposed to be
Right,
right.
really
This
good
is like
ones,
on
If I
paper.
go to
On paper, they seem like they should be like one of your favorite breweries. So
If
it just
I
was
go to
like, I was like, you
Bottlecraft-
don't like them, like what?
If I go to Bottlecraft and I have Society on there, I have Virgin on there, I have fucking Belching Beaver on there for a West Coast IPA, I am getting all of those before I touch the North Park West Coast.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
yeah,
all
okay.
those places have multiple locations. Isn't
No,
North
no,
Park
this
just
is
one
what I
location?
said. This is why I said if I go to Bottlecraft and I see the tap
But
list
they're
and they have
reselling.
Society, if I see Society, if I see Virgin West Coast, if I see Lost Abbey West Coast, if I see Alesmith West Coast, if I see Modern Times West Coast, I'm going to their
Oh,
West
you're
Coast.
We're gonna put this to
IPAs.
the. I have
You're
actually
taking
have a
Modern
future
Times.
battle
Wait,
beer that I'm
wait.
going to put this to the test.
Wait, I have
Okay.
a question. Does North Park Distro? Can you get their
Yes.
beers at
Yes.
bars?
Oh, yeah, pretty regular. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just making sure. Just
That's
making
what I'm
sure.
saying.
actually a
North
pretty-
Park is the most inflated beer because of macaroons before dying. Party Cup is not a good beer. I will.
We need to get it. Who has Party Cup?
We're
Send
gonna-
it to us.
we
Dude, you
we
can get it-
that. We can
yeah,
get that.
you can
easily,
get it
don't worry.
anytime.
I
I
think they
love
just
that beer.
released
Okay,
a new
I'm
batch
gonna
of-
send
But
like
this is
20
actually a
to
good
Ruben.
first matchup to jump into is the Jay Wakefield. We've kind of talked around it now, and Jay Wakefield basically clobbered North Park Brewing. I have
As
the
they
I
should.
have the votes here.
Yeah.
Jay Wakefield won 107 votes to North Park's 53, and that was
Well,
in
what
two
can
to
I
one.
say? Like ignorance is, it's the thing.
But that's
It's
that's
ignorance is
another
bliss, you know?
that's another argument against the fact that North Park Beer Company doesn't have massive reach. There's
They
only
don't, yeah.
when they release one of their
I should've known better
highly
on that one.
desired stouts, they release 200 to 400 bottles. That's not going very far.
But I respect that that's all they wanted to make, and that's all they could make, or
Yeah.
that they were comfortable with. I'm good with that. I'm fine because I live here and I can go get it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But this is a regional brewing, and we're talking about the best breweries in the country. Like it can't, it
Yeah,
shouldn't
they're just
make
starting.
it past
They're just
round
starting.
one.
They're going to need a couple more years, maybe to get on that national, that national level and stuff. But I replaced them.
I don't know. I want to toss. I just want to toss a little grenade and say I've never had a beer from Jay Wakefield that blew my mind ever.
Wow,
I had a
I
lot of
haven't.
and I had a lot of shit ones that I was like really
and Joel, you
disappointed
probably
in
had
too.
a lot.
I've had not.
Probably a dozen. at
I've had a
least?
few, not a ton, but I've had a few. But I never had one that was like, ooh, hey, made me sit up and take notes.
I think
But then I never had Bake Kujiro, whatever. Never had
yeah,
that
I mean
one.
that name alone, the fact that bottle fetches $3,000, I think says
If anyone out there has one and they want to try to persuade me and change my mind,
Change my mind.
I mean, and I disagree
Bake
because
Kujiro is not good,
dude,
but I haven't had it.
I
Change my
am
mind.
telling you, Miami Madness and DFPF. The first time I had those two beers, I was blown the fuck away. The
I guess
fact
at the
that a
same time-
Berliner Weiss can have so much fruit in it and taste phenomenal. Fuck.
Yeah, Jay Wakefield was the
True.
first brewery that I had a sour IPA from. I think it was like Troll So Hard. Like I don't even know if they consider that. It was like I think it was labeled as a sour IPA.
That's
but
the green one.
it's a green one, and I was like, I mean, I didn't. It wasn't completely blowing my way, but it was pretty good. And I was like, oh, okay, this is a viable style. Like I kind of had my thought, my thoughts and concerns about it. What do you got over there?
Okay, so we'll get through the entire bracket. All right, we'll go through the entire.
Okay, yeah,
first
what
round
else?
of the
Yeah.
bracket. But I just gotta air my grievances because of
Yeah, we gotta-
the
yeah.
fucking nonsense that was being said here last time.
I like that you got notes for this.
the second matchup that I couldn't believe what I heard was the Answer versus fucking Hudson Valley. The Answer is significantly better than Hudson Valley. Hudson Valley is a one-trick fucking pony.
What?
Oh my god, they are a one-trick pony. Whereas the Answer, I've had great West Coast IPAs, great hazy IPAs.
Hudson Valley
Fucking
makes their own beer.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're
Yeah.
saying that the Answer
The
doesn't
best-
make their own stouts?
the best
No,
the
they
beer, that
don't.
the beer that they're most
They
known
do.
the beer that they're most known for, they don't even make themselves. You know what I mean?
There's
scoops?
yeah, they do make some, and then they don't.
Well, they make
they
the stout. I
don't
think
make
I think
others.
the only one they don't make is like their scoop stuff, isn't it? Or
Yeah, the only
you know,
thing they don't
It
make
was-
is
the stout too was
Really?
one that they didn't make for a while. Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I don't
from
know a lot about
from what
their
I've known, they've brewed their stouts in house.
Were they?
And
I would
that's-
check.
were you-
I would check with a
I have-
knowledgeable source.
I have internal sources.
You did?
for that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
I
All
have-
right. Cool.
I mean, the Papa Booey was brewed for his father, and that was the thickest of the thickiest boys I have ever had.
That was just like a booger, like a big old snot. This was just a big old mucus ball.
If your boogers taste like that, give them to me.
The whole entire beer was just a protein mass.
That
it wasn't,
shit was so
you
good.
know,
That shit was
it was
so
a
good.
slug. The whole thing.
That was so
You'll
good.
be
and
happy to well,
and
you'll
their
not-
IPAs are great. Hudson Valley makes sour IPAs. What else do they make?
and they make barrel aged like classy like wild
I've
ales,
never
too.
heard.
They make
one
wild
person-
ales.
Yes, they
I've
have.
make
never
wild
heard
ales.
One person
and they do barrel aged water.
hyped about that.
I don't think they do stouts. I
Oh,
don't
the
know if they do
barrel aged
stouts.
water. They don't.
Yeah.
As far as I know, they don't do stouts. I've never had one or seen one, but they
Yeah.
do like wild
they do.
ales. They do some
The
really
answer
interesting
is
wild ales.
the answer is significantly.
Well,
better.
you'll be upset to hear that fucking Hudson Valley won 83 to 77 against
Oh!
the answer. Sorry, bub. Nation disagrees
choice.
with you.
No.
Well
They can
done.
have
Well,
that.
they're wrong. First
Well
of
done,
all,
Nation.
they're fucking wrong. And
All right.
I got veto power, so they're getting vetoed.
What else you got over there? What,
Oh,
else,
there-
what, else-
wait,
what other grievances do you have?
what veto power? When did
We
this
got
become a
veto-
thing?
We got
Joel,
veto power.
just let him
it's
think.
our
He
bracket.
does.
They can suck a dick. See, when you did the realigning, I didn't like some of the ones because there was gonna be
you changed what you did.
because there's some matchups that like they're just stupid matchups.
Well, I didn't like your matchups either, motherfucker. Like that's
But-
why I
but
changed
okay,
it.
But here we go. So you put Suarez against a brewery. Of course, Suarez is gonna win. That's the most hype.
Dude, that shit was the closest matchup.
Yeah, but like,
Dude, it was all right. So it was
Interesting.
that one was neck and motherfucking neck.
oh, who won that?
Suarez won 90 to 89
Wow.
votes. Oh, I was scared for a
Wow.
second. I was fucking
fucking
scared. I was like, dude, and there was a few that I'm gonna be pretty bummed out. You guys might be more stoked than I was, but that one was the closest. That was funny you bring up that matchup. That was actually the closest matchup.
The one that I'm nervous about because I think one brewery is better than the other, and I think I'm going to be in the minority here, and I'm okay with
Isn't that
it.
the whole point?
I'm okay with it. But
survey
the-
says to you. Joel,
so
yes.
I am glad that Suarez won, but like I didn't like that matchup because I feel like we could have put the brewery against another legacy brewery and like see who won. Because some of the requirements for this bracket is because I think a lot of people have been asking what
Was the basis of it?
what's the basis of it. So we started off with the top the rate beer top 100. We narrowed it down to 64, and then we also factored in hype. We also factored in nationwide reach
We used our
and
beer
personal
nerd-
bias as
yeah.
well.
Yeah, we used our general beer nerd knowledge. I feel like to
And
fill
then
out.
and then legacy was one of those too, like Stone.
Yeah, I had a few in there. Yeah, you had to keep it
Stone,
real with some of those.
AleSmith, Bell's, Founders. Like those are legacy breweries. They're not doing anything that's pushing the boundaries necessarily anymore. But you do.
But
gotta
can they hold
respect-
up?
Dude,
I mean,
some of
yeah.
those legacy breweries did a lot better than I was anticipating.
Yeah. So, but this one
They have cachet, bro.
But this
And
is,
also, there's a lot of idiots. out
Wait,
there,
Chris, should we
fucking
talk about where you're getting your information from?
information of what?
Where
So
these
yeah, we
votes are
did. So the
coming
votes
from,
came from.
or-
We put it on. Well, the first rap matchups, like maybe like the top four, like the number one seeds, like so, like the biggest blowouts were on the first sip Instagram that we did polls for, and then also put it on the Beer Nation, which is our mother company, I guess you can call it, which has a lot more followers. And then after that, I pretty much just put everything on the Beer Nation. So that's like basically, we had, as you can tell,
Go check us out. See how many
we're
followers
checking
we
stuff.
have.
We're checking out pretty close to almost 200 total votes on almost everything. So we had a
Nice.
pretty good
Good
sample
turnout.
size.
so
Yeah,
So I anticipated Suarez mopping the floor with the brewery. So it's kind of crazy that
I think there's
That was
nationally,
close.
yeah, it's nationally. I don't think similar type thing of North Park Brewing Company not having that national reach. I feel like amongst beer nerds, it's known, but maybe against maybe the more avid, an avid beer drinker that's not like way hard into the
Well,
game.
everyone knows
they
Fat
might not know.
Tuesday. Or Black Tuesday.
Yeah,
whatever it's
Black
called.
Tuesday.
Yep.
Might as well be
Everyone
Fat
knows Fat
Tuesday.
Tuesday too.
Yep.
Yeah, you're going to have a
That's
Fat
what be
Tuesday. if you-
beat us.
Yeah.
and then
Beat us Tuesday.
my third grievance right now is that my third? Yeah, right. My fourth. My fourth grievance.
We lost track.
My fourth grievance on this bracket is the shitty thing you did to Goose Island, because Goose
Ooh.
Island going against the number one seed.
I did bury him on that one. I did
Yeah,
kinda bury him.
that's that I disagree with because I think
You
we-
rigged it, huh?
we would have been surprised on how far Goose Island would have gone.
It got a lot of actually. That's a good one. They did get a fucking shitload of votes too. It was closer. It was 115 Cantillon to 57 votes Goose Island.
Yeah, and I think the only reason it's split like 2-1 is because it's fucking Cantillon. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you would have put it against any other brewery, I think Goose Island could have made it to the top 8.
Should have put him against. I wanted, like, to be honest, I
Should
was
have put it against North Park. See who won, bitch.
They would have lost too. That would have been a bloodbath for.
So in the midst of this harangue, I just sent around a secret sip. This
it was a secret sip.
This is hidden in a koozie. Last time, of course, I did this as well, just to see what if people could give me like.
I swear, if this is
smells
another
familiar.
non-alcoholic beer, Joel, I'm gonna fucking.
Last time it was a non-alcoholic
I'm
beer.
gonna leap across this table.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not feeling this.
So
I know.
I
But
want to
it
know what you guys
smells
think it is.
familiar, not in a good way.
Yeah, I'm not feeling this.
There's another one of those.
It tastes like a watery.
There's another one of those.
Is this a hoppy
There's
pill?
another one of those athletic beers. I know it.
This is all right. Chris is saying it's another
At least
non-alcoholic
yeah.
athletic beer. Okay.
It tastes like a hoppy pills to me. It's not.
You do this again? Oh,
Not
maybe you're doing it
refined.
to Ruben.
I don't know. This is some bullshit.
This is no for me, dog.
This is a note. Yeah,
What-
it's gonna be a note for you.
what do you think it is?
You think it? What do you think it is? Yeah.
I think it's like a hoppy pills.
Okay. All right. Allie, do you have any ideas? It seems like
No, it's not my favorite.
there's definitely like
She's making a face. as if
not a
something
lot of
smells
love
bad.
for this. So yeah,
It reminds me of like
you're welcome.
when you order it out of the bar and you're like,
And it turns out it's a
This
West Coast
should have
IPA from AleSmith.
I should have gotten this
Can I
in
reveal?
a taster.
Go for
Chris,
it.
Chris, give us your thoughts before we reveal.
I said it, I think it's like I think it's another non-alcoholic beer.
Just push it. Just put. Yeah.
Oh.
There you go. Just get it right out the.
Yeah,
You called it.
You're gonna fool me once, right? Shame on me, but
You
fool me
were
twice,
you
shame.
jumped immediately on top of that.
I knew that taste again.
You
I was
get
like, dude, this
all of
tastes
the
exactly
bad
like the last
part
thing.
of beer.
I think it's a different.
That is not good. That
It's
is
like
not an
all
IPA.
the worst part.
It's for
who-
non-alcoholic. It's not terrible. I would say. I mean, I haven't had a ton of non-alcoholic beers, but I feel
I'd
like it's
rather
not.
drink alcohol.
Yes.
Well, yeah, but if
Well,
you're not
I-
drinking
Or water,
alcohol,
man.
I
you
secretly
want that.
deep down thought I was like, will they suspect me doing it again? The same thing
Dude,
again?
I immediately
And
suspected
Chris
that
immediately did, and I was like, crap. He knows. Like,
say,
shit. You can't
You
bullshit.
know what?
You can't bullshit. a
I
bullshitter,
shit
dude.
you not. I thought this was gonna be Party Cup.
oh,
That's what it tasted like to me.
Wow.
That's what it tasted like to me. It tasted like a shitty.
Touche.
Wow.
God damn.
Low.
Would have been funny if it was
blow,
AleSmith. That would have been the best.
Wow.
Would've loved
Dude,
it.
I know special pills. You pour me special pills. Oh my god, that shit is over. All right, so I think those were my only 4 grievances in the first round. I think can we go along and show the results that
Here,
we
let's do it. Let's take one quick break, and then we'll hop into the results.
All right.
And we're back.
All right,
But-
before we jump into
Yeah, what's your
headfirst
difference?
into these brackets, I gotta air my grievances again, man. Like, first of all, who is Mike Jones? Who? Mike Jones. Okay, that joke was cool for about 2 seconds.
I don't know
Like-
I don't understand it. So continue.
There was a rapper in the early 2000s. His
Yeah,
name
it's
was
a
Mike
song.
Jones, and he would always say, "Who is Mike Jones?" And then in song was like, "Who? Mike Jones. Who? Mike
And
Jones."
of course, he had to have like a normal name.
What happened to him?
Just like a lot of one-hit wonders, he fell off the face of the earth.
Okay.
He looked like a Ninja Turtle.
He's in rap purgatory now.
Yeah,
So
and
now he like teaches like phys ed somewhere.
probably. He was first one to ever like give out his phone number. Like, just call me.
Oh shit!
Like, I remember the phone number. It's like 281-330-8004.
How many times did you call?
Wow. There you go. Okay.
Yeah, because he said it in his
A
song.
lot.
He had like shirts and everything. Anyways, we're talking about a different Mike Jones. Our friend Mike Jones. Close your tab on Instagram.
Shout out.
Our first guest, he did a great job.
Technically, our second, because Matt.
Oh, yeah,
Matt
actually,
was
I should.
sitting
Yeah,
in
you're right, you're
on
right,
one
you're
of
right.
them.
Matt was a
Well,
Matt was a
Matt didn't
silent
say
No,
test.
anything.
yeah,
in
we
the
gotta have him. We gotta have him back
background,
again. We gotta have him get a mic in front of that motherfucker.
Yeah, but I love Mike. He's a good dude. Or I thought he was.
Ooh, it's coming, Mike.
And I'm so disappointed in him. Like, I'm not angry. I'm disappointed. You know, when your parents give you that, like,
We know.
Does that
Yeah.
have to do with the
You're all worried you're gonna
the
get
the Coors incident?
spanked.
Was that the main?
the
Or-
chords, man. Like, the
What?
chords. I'm mad at Allie too.
Allie's rocking the.
I'm mad at Allie. She's fucking skidding into it. She's leaning into it
Yeah.
just to troll me. I'm like,
Oh, to troll Ruben?
Oh man.
Don't let me have a good time.
What pisses me off about it is that STS Pills is one of my desert island beers.
Mike, remember that.
And these fucking assholes pick Coors Banquet over STS Pills.
To be fair though, he was just as pissed at himself, or maybe even pissed at me that I'd even do that to him. He's like, "Do you gave us Coors?" Like, so he was not happy in his own pick. That he's like, he couldn't believe it.
What's worse is like Allie is trolling me, but like she knew it was Coors and picked it anyways.
Yeah.
Like fucking horrible.
I'm not saying the STS Pills is a bad beer, but at that time I picked Coors Light because I thought that's what it was.
I wanted to make a joke, but we'd probably get canceled, so I'm not gonna make that joke. But I'll tell you guys offline. And I think we need to find a replacement for Allie.
Wait, I thought you were gonna say the joke.
No, I'm not gonna say the joke because then we'll get canceled.
Okay, so here.
No, but the joke was that you're trying to replace
We're not
me.
recording anymore. All right, now tell us the joke.
This is why women shouldn't drink beer. And we're canceled.
Yeah.
And it's still recorded.
Well, that would be pretty.
We'll edit that out. We'll edit that out of post. Don't worry.
I did say it was a joke. So,
Yeah. I mean, dude, come on, obviously.
Yeah, but there's somebody who's gonna take it seriously.
Yeah, we already know it's illegal for women to drink beer.
No, the whole it was a joke is the thing that people who said something in seriousness and then got rightfully attacked for it, then say, "Oh no, it was satire. You guys didn't understand it." That's what they say to defend themselves.
See, I was saying it just because I know she's trolling me, and I'm a little bit angry.
Yeah, it's been a bash session.
I had to have something to come back at you with. You think I'm going to take it?
For the last week, I listened to the podcast and I immediately fucking texted the group. I was just like, I am so ashamed of Allie and
10
Mike.
a.m. too. It's like that was like Ruben's 7 p.m.
And then at the end, he's like, "I finished watching this up," and he's like, "Chris, I got something for you." Or whatever you say. You're like, he's been talking shit on North Park all week to me.
All week. But yeah,
he's wrong.
I kind of get it. I get the cheap beer because I am a fan of cheap beers. I love Hams. Hams is my go-to beer.
What's your other favorite cheap beer, Ruben? Let's talk about it.
I got 3 that we can name off.
Ruben, Natter
You guys know I am the CEO of Natterdays. Natterdays is my shit. I love, and they got a new flavor out, pineapple. You guys check it out. Check your local stores.
Really?
I hate pineapple. Oh.
Who hates pineapple?
I do, especially on pizza. No, thank you.
What a fucking animal! This fucking guy over here. Who the fuck is this guy?
All right, I'm gonna deflect now. All right, let's get back into the bracket here. Let's get into the nuts.
Yeah. What do we come here
Smart
for,
move.
gentlemen?
Smart move.
We won't get into this. This is for another
450
day.
North takes it all.
Actually, all right. Well, funny enough about 450, I thought they were going to surprisingly go deep. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, okay, there's going to be a lot of juice boys out there that want that shit, and they took a fucking beating.
Okay, can we start this way? We're going to go through the bracket. Can we just go to like region? Can I do region 1? You do region 2. Allie will do region 3, and then.
Well, I have all the. I have all the votes. I have I have all the votes here. I can go through and say.
But I think
he can have my region. He can do mine. He can do mine.
All right, then let's just go region at a time. Let's go to region 1.
Okay, so that's the Ruben. Top left bracket. Who did you have? All right, so
there's some
so Hill Farm versus Forager. I mean,
Hill Farmstead.
Hill Farmstead.
That also took the cake in.
I'm gonna say Founders took this next one.
They did. And to be honest, now that I've seen how this played out, at first I was going to be like, oh, yeah, of course people are going to pick like the newer hype brewery, but it really did not play out that. Founders won decidedly 128 votes to 79. And that was one of our higher just general total vote
against who?
Getters, against Floodlands.
There you go.
The answer, Hudson Valley. You guys have heard my piece about that.
Yeah, that one we went over. Hudson won that one.
Yep, at least I picked the right one.
Not by a huge amount, but it was.
I know, I'm 3 for 3.
The one was a closer one.
American Solera versus Allagash. I'm gonna say American Solera won that one.
They did win that one.
I
picked
Allagash.
I think I had them.
I picked American Solera.
Cycle versus Bells. I'm gonna say Bells won that.
I hope Bells won.
Bells did
win.
I took the L. I took the L on that one.
Yeah.
Chair versus I'm not
West Leader V.
Angry Chair won.
I'm gonna go with Angry Chair won that.
Probably.
Angry Chair. did win that one.
The angry chair
love their
130,
beatus.
130 to 35.
beat the monks,
People love the Beatus.
the Trappists.
And
talked
you already
about-
gave us this, but
Yeah.
the brewery beat Suarez.
No, Suarez won that one
By
by
1%,
one.
remember?
One.
Yeah.
By
It
one.
was close.
What the? Oh,
Take the L there, Ruben.
Dang, I lost that
And
one
then
too.
AleSmith
I know, I lost
dominated.
that
They
AleSmith.
fucking dominated.
Ale
127 to 78.
Good job.
votes.
I had
Good
Ale
job.
Smith. Good job, Ale
AleSmith.
Smith.
AleSmith.
Yeah,
good job.
go Ale Smith.
job.
So moving on to Region 2.
So-
I feel bad for Rare Barrel because Rare Barrel is
Dude, it was close at first. Depending on when you voted, Rare Barrel was actually ahead of 3F for a while, and it was close for a while. But then I like the last, I don't know, overnight or something.
That was when I logged in all my burner
I
accounts.
think overnight when all the Biden votes came in. No shit, no.
all the
Overnight,
Russian
it was big time 3F, and they ended up winning 108 to 46. So they came in
Hell yeah!
Wait, 3F1, right? That's what you said?
Yes.
That was
Yeah,
a
thank
duh.
God.
That was a
God.
duh.
Yeah, thank God.
And then
Highland Park
Uh,
versus Hidden Springs.
this
But
one
I-
was the next. This
Oh,
one
that
could
was
have
a good one.
been
That was a good
Can I
matchup.
just give my thoughts on this one?
real
Because,
close. This one was close for a while too.
because I think Hidden Springs is the better brewery. They make better beer, but
They're pretty
Highland
good, dude.
Park has such a diehard fan base. Like people who love Timbo Pills love Timbo.
Oh, yeah.
Pills,
Dude,
you
I'm
know?
surprised to hear you. What do you like from Hidden Springs? I feel like that.
Their stouts are fucking
yeah, but they're
incredible.
they're pastry boys though.
Yeah, but they make
but
What
they
about
make
their
good ones.
lager?
They do make good ones,
they
and
make the best ones.
That's
I brought
right.
it up-
Have you had their lager?
yeah, I
Have
brought
you
it up.
had it?
I
Oh.
brought it up last time. They're fucking. They make the best peanut butter jelly beer I've ever had.
Dude,
A lot of breweries do it. This one takes the motherfucking cake or the sandwich.
we talked
like
about this when we were talking about beer festivals because Mostra was our last beer festival collectively.
Mhm.
Was that? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and for the last 2 or 3 years, they have made the best beer at the Mostra event, and that is saying such.
Did they do the Cat versus Kong one?
Cat versus
Yeah.
Kong, they make the best beers at fucking Mostra Festival, and that's saying a lot. When you have Toppling, Goliath, when you have Jay Wakefield,
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
North Park, to say that you make the best beer at that festival, that's insane. That's why I say I think Hidden Springs is as far as what they're known for, they make better than
Here, I like it. Go this way.
than Highland Park. But Highland Park has such a rabid fan base,
No, totally.
and either way this goes out, they can't be wrong because I think they're both very good.
I think who did I pick?
I
you know
just-
what? I gave Highland. You know what? I voted for Highland Park on this one.
I did Hidden Springs. Not gonna lie.
I wanted
Sorry,
to do
local
Hidden
LA
Springs,
peeps.
but I was like, I think I went
Highland
West Coast. I
Park.
went West Coast bias on this one. I was
Yeah.
like,
So who won that one?
Highland Park won. Not
Yeah.
by much. It was pretty close for a while, but it was 94 to 78. So I ended up getting a little bit out of hand.
Wow.
Yeah, I picked HPV. That was one of the few that was like, oh, I did win that
Can I talk about the next one too?
Next.
Next one kind of worries me.
one. So that was a kind of a brutal matchup. Russian River and Revolution.
This one worried me. I don't know who won, but this one worried me because from the standpoint of I think Russian River is one of the top tier breweries on this chart.
But a lot of people love their Revolution.
But
though,
people love Revolution, and
Mhm.
it's like meme stocks to me. You know how
Rev Brews.
the whole GameStop
Stonks.
Yeah, it's like a meme stock. It's like everybody's
Yeah.
like barley wine is life, barley wine is life, and unfortunately, Revolution is like the poster boy of
Yeah, they just
of-
yeah.
the
I mean, I
barley
picked
wine is
Russian
life people.
canned
Russian
barley
River.
wines, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good thing this
so
didn't make it
I picked
onto.
Russian River.
Good thing it just didn't make it onto. Don't drink beers. Radar. He could have had his whole base push for that.
Yeah.
So that one, you were right there. That was another. This was a pretty high vote getter. Russian River, 137 to Revolution's 49.
Yes.
So
Yeah, they
Let's
crushed it
go.
pretty
They
much.
crushed.
Yeah.
They crushed.
Casey versus Equilibrium.
This one was. This I think was
Casey,
officially the next
Casey. Please.
Please.
Please. No.
Equilibrium.
No!
This was the next
No!
one. 80 to
No!
73.
Can we veto this? Because we vote on this? 'Cause
No,
we can veto-
I don't think we can veto it.
Let's veto
I never
this.
heard of this veto thing till
No,
today.
we
This
decided
is a brand
we're
new.
just letting the fans. We have our own brackets.
We just let the waves crash over you.
Exactly.
Just
No!
let the riptide pull you out. Let it happen.
Ruben is in true pain right here. He's not
Dude, this is what sucks because Equilibrium is one of those new hype breweries and they make good beer. But Casey is one of the top 4 sour makers in the country. Side project, Casey,
I took the L here too. I took
Jester
Casey.
King,
Yeah,
like,
it's a Casey.
Yeah,
and
all right.
DeGard. Like those would be
At
my
least
top.
we all made the right choice in this.
It was close. I
you
mean,
know,
the
but
fact that it was close is
I'm
at least
disappointed in
hopeful.
the Beer Nation.
I don't know. I feel like what I'll give is that Casey is not. I don't think has the national presence that Equilibrium has, and they are kind of newer kids on the block, but they're pretty fucking cemented now.
They're
dude.
good. They're good. Don't get me wrong.
We get them distilled out here now. I don't know if you
and
realize
also,
that,
dude, I had a beer of theirs recently. Gorilla
Grip. Gorilla Grip.
I
No.
Chris, stop drinking glue.
No.
I was huffing glue actually.
Gorilla
It was
Grip
like
pussy.
It was
I'm
like
not-
Gorilla something. It was barrel aged. It was like barrel aged with like vanilla and coconut. Like it was honestly one of the better barrel aged.
I'm not mad.
I've had
I
recently.
mean, I am mad, but it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart because Casey's so good.
Well, so going down, we talked about a couple of these already. We go real quick. 450 North, Mortalis. I was
I don't
surprised
care.
that
They
one.
both
Yeah.
should fucking lose.
No, Mortalis.
was better. Yeah, and the more I know about him now, it's like I'm actually glad that Mortalis won that because they do.
What's the
they do
vote
stouts.
count?
Sick. Yes.
Going down,
I'll
this
win
was
that
a
one.
depressing one for me. Jay Wakefield took out North Park Brewing Company.
Yes, let's go.
Here's another brutal. All right, so
Like watching a priceless piece of art.
All right,
just
so how about this?
defaced.
All right, guys, how about this one? Holy Mountain versus Sierra Nevada. Who'd
Sierra
you
Nevada.
have?
Sierra Nevada.
Sierra Nevada.
Please.
You guys voted Sierra Nevada.
Yeah,
Sierra
I did.
Nevada.
Yeah.
What the? I mean, you guys
Did-
won. Yeah.
Yeah!
116,
Yeah!
116,
Old money, baby. Old money
Yeah,
ticker.
that's what I picked too.
Sierra Nevada is peerless, man. Just
Yeah.
about.
I would
Just
rather
about
just wait. So this
peerless.
is one of those ones. I would rather drink Holy Mountain beer than Sierra Nevada.
What?
No.
Which
They're
ones?
wild. They're wild
Like
ales.
which
They're
one?
fucking-
One specific. Name one.
Name one Holy
Name
Mountain
one.
beer and then put it next
Clancy,
to
Ryan
a,
Clancy's always the one that gives
and
me.
then put it
I
next to
like
a Sierra Nevada beer and then put them on
First
a
of all-
table and be like, which one you gonna grab?
Bigfoot. Give me Bigfoot over any barley wine in this country. Give me Bigfoot.
Give me Bigfoot, and
Mhm.
then just say, Bigfoot's been made for like 30 fucking years. And I went
thanks.
down to waltz down to the bottle shop because it came out not too recently, and I was like, oh, I'll take some Bigfoot. They're like, oh, we're out, and I was like, damn it, like that beer still sells out, like so.
Bigfoot is the fucking dopest.
We'll have to do a barley wine tasting up in here.
But
We'll have to have some.
but let me
Get the-
let me
I'm stocking up on
let me
barley
say
wines,
this
bro.
because
I'm
there-
stocking
this
up.
has to be noted. Bigfoot
They
is
have it
the
at holiday.
it's still there. All right, I'll see you. I'll be back.
Bigfoot is the best non-barrel aged barley wine that you can get.
I
Okay.
can get down with that. I mean,
I'm down. Like
It's one of
okay.
the few.
All
all right.
don't
So
have
Sierra
enough
Nevada.
styles.
All right. So New Sierra Nevada, they pulled up. Blah blah blah. Good for you
Toppling
guys.
Goliath versus Zaslin. Toppling Goliath.
So Toppling Goliath,
Yeah,
not only
Toppling.
would they should have won this one anyway, but they fucking reshared it on their thing, and this was the biggest vote getter of anything. They got
Oh.
183 votes
to what?
to 50 on Aslan.
Can we take a quick sidebar to talk about how Toppling Goliath's Instagram was hacked?
Yeah, and they never got it back, right?
They never got
it They had
back.
to make a
They had
second
like
one.
one of the biggest
They
followings
just
on
made a
Instagram
new
of
one,
beer-
and it was just like,
How did they not get that back? How did Instagram not fucking fix
because
that shit?
Instagram is Facebook and Facebook is trash.
But
Like,
I heard that happening to there was a couple other sites that I heard this was happening to for people. Like people were doing giveaways and there's like all this
it's
stuff.
still,
like,
it's still happening right
But
now.
I think
It happened
like,
to
so-
Alesmith.
but
It
there's
happened to Alesmith this last summer
Oh,
when
no shit.
they were giving away a Yeti.
But they got
and-
their shit back, right?
yeah, but
Like some of these people are getting their stuff back. How did Toppling? It's like obviously we're the real one. Like how you like maybe there. I think there's different things. I think theirs was straight up hacked, and other people's were like.
I think this was a
getting
different
blocked.
situation.
Yeah, theirs was
the
just straight up
giveaway, the giveaway
malware,
scammers. Yeah, the giveaway scammers create a separate account that resembles the main account, and then start DMing followers of the main account, telling them they've won, and they're trying to scam them with their credit card information for shipping and stuff like that, or whatever, like to
That's
steal
so
their money.
sad that people.
And then they
just do
blocked
that.
the other one.
that's
There's a whole thing.
genius. I don't have the time and effort for that. But that's
No,
genius.
it's
Small
like
potato
you could
shit.
make money by like working a regular job, or you could go to all these great lengths to scam people out of money. It's like, why don't you just work like a normal job that doesn't get you thrown in jail if you get caught doing it? I don't know.
No,
Yeah,
it's
I
fucking,
agree.
Yeah, it's shitty people. It's probably
It's shitty
just
people,
something.
Joe.
It's shitty people, but they go to such they put
They
in
don't
a lot of effort.
They
It's like,
don't
why?
think like you and I. All right.
Why do you put in so much effort? Just do a real job and put in the effort there. I don't know.
All right, guys. Let's move on to Region 3.
Region 3.
Okay.
And
Region
this is one of the ones that I had beef with you because you fucking buried Goose Island for no
Hey,
fucking
no.
reason. For no fucking reason.
I'm okay with it.
I'm
Yeah.
not okay with it. I'm not okay with it because
Apparently-
Goose Island
apparently,
would have
the voters
knocked
had
out a
nothing to-
lot.
Because
knocked
apparently
out
the
a lot
voters
of
didn't have a
breweries.
problem with either. Because Cantillon won that handedly.
Handedly.
Yeah, because it's
115.
Cantillon.
handsomely, handedly.
Handedly.
I think that's not the term.
I don't like handies.
Handily.
Handily?
Handilly.
I don't know.
hand job.
Dilly dilly. Handilly. Ah,
Over the
AB
pans,
InBev.
hand jobbly.
So Cantillon won. Let's move on.
So
Yeah.
this one,
I'm
Firestone,
sour about
Firestone
that.
Walker versus Homage.
I'm gonna say Firestone,
Firestone.
won.
But who
Please.
did you vote for?
Please, Firestone.
I would have voted for Homage as being better, but Firestone won.
I voted for Firestone.
I voted for Homage and fucking Firestone won.
Yeah.
That's another one of those.
Hell yeah.
Like I said, the bigger the legacy breweries did pretty good in this. first round at least. We'll see how far it goes.
Nothing wrong with homage, but they don't have anything to
Monkish
stand up
buried
against.
the Alchemist. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just move on.
Monkish, yeah, they won pretty good, but it was not as 106 to 75.
Not
so
if-
that's
yeah.
not as big of a
Not a
blowout
crush.
as you might
If-
thought. East Coast peeps probably are like, fucking
Yeah,
Alchemist, you know?
if we were all based on the East Coast and had a bigger East Coast following, it would be the other way around, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jester King versus Maine. I'm gonna go Jester King.
Jester King.
won. I also picked
Yeah.
them. I think that was a sweep there.
Parrish, great note.
This
Parrish,
one I
great
thought was
note.
going to be closer.
I picked Great Notion.
I picked Parrish.
I picked Parrish as well.
Oh, I'm with you, Joel. I pick Great Notion.
Yeah, a lot of people. I think
Oh.
Mike
I think
had
Great
picked
Notion won.
Great Notion won for sure.
Yeah.
I think they have a little bit bigger national presence.
Check their post on Worst Beer blog.
Oh, that was fast and informational.
No, the Great Notion had a post featured on Worst Beer blog. FYI.
What happened?
The
Well,
day
they
that
say
we
some-
are recording this, by the way,
They
is
say some shit. Or
Friday,
what?
March 19th.
They fucked
Just
up.
FYI. So we are the day after March 18th, which was the first day that Beer Advocate posted their Beers of Fame, which we can circle back to. But
did it first.
they posted Stop Asian Hate. That's what they posted. And they got a
Oh, gotcha.
lot of very special comments. It's like, sign here if you're a racist, and then just comment below if you're a racist. It's like, if you wanted to build a database of people who are like, okay, yep. Like,
Wow.
just make a post like that.
I love my Asian people. I don't think that I'm an Asian supremacist. Like, I believe they're the best.
Wow. All right. Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
I believe they're the
I have a lot of-
smartest. They're the smartest.
Yeah. So
They make the best food. Like, I'm an
Dude,
Asian.
I think I
supremacist for
probably
sure.
was an Asian dude in like a prior life. 'Cause
You're a little
just how
hero-
much
Hirohito.
sushi I can eat and like just all the different. I mean, I feel like it doesn't matter like Japanese, Chinese,
I would
all the
commit-
different ones.
I
love
would
it.
commit mass murder for Asians. Like, I think Asians should win.
cool. I'm not going to edit
You would
that out.
mass
I'm just
murder
gonna leave
Asians?
that in.
Yeah, let's
If
Just
Joel
FYI.
edits that, right, we got some fucking sound bites
See,
for you guys.
these are jokes. These are jokes,
Thankfully-
people. These are
Thankfully,
jokes.
there's no sound bites of you getting mad about anything, so no one would ever have a reason to think you're
Yeah,
hostile.
I'm not editing any of it. It's all staying in. Yep, all of it.
Okay.
I'm
Sorry.
too lazy.
All right, going down.
These are jokes, by
Great
the way.
Notion
won.
I do love my Asian
pretty
community.
good. This one wasn't a huge vote getter, but
Yeah, it's all
83
up.
Great Notion to 59 Parrish.
I'm disappointed in that because
thought-
Ghost
yeah.
in the Machine
That's
is
the number
is
one
the best
IPA,
hazy
yeah.
IPA. in
Hey,
the
Parrish,
market.
And
Parrish
Decade
will
one
have their
was-
day. They will have their day.
They will. People will get
And
to
then
know.
and some
It's
of their
okay.
stouts have been great. Like what's the
Decade one
maple what is it, Maple Shadow or
Excuse me. Shade.
The ones
Maple
that are
shade.
all like embossed labels that are like one
I
color,
actually
but they're
have
just.
I have a
Oh,
battle beer contender for a future episode from Parrish.
yeah. So shout out
Let's
to
say-
Parrish. We
So
appreciate
going
you.
down this one.
Bottle Logic.
We
shit.
love you.
Bottle Logic shit on
Yeah.
H6.
Yeah.
Oh,
they
for
were-
sure.
A State. This was so the inside knowledge. A State messaged us and they were like, "Bro," they were so they're like, "Bro, really?" like,
Sorry. Sorry,
I
Matt.
was like, "Oh no!" And I picked A State over Bottle Logic because I feel like
I'm sorry,
I mean, I
Matt.
haven't-
It's
yeah.
not. It wasn't up to me. It was
It's not
them.
personal,
It was
dude.
Chris.
It's not
Chris,
What?
yeah,
This
Chris-
is Ruben's bracket.
Chris adjusted the bracket.
Yep.
Not this one. I don't think.
But,
I just-
but
We love you.
But Bottle Logic, like
8th State does great work. They do.
They
good
do,
stuff.
they
There's-
do.
We're
Yeah.
not saying.
but they don't have quite the name recognition
yeah,
that
dude,
Bottle Logic
Bottle
does.
Logic's nationwide, dude.
Yeah.
Everybody knows FO.
Biologic has a little more long
Perennial
term.
versus
This
the
one-
Veil.
This one was brutal. I mean, at least on paper, I feel
I'm
like
so
yeah.
bummed about this one.
I'm gonna go with the Veal, but
I went with. I
The
I
baby cat.
voted for Perennial, but I'm guessing they lost.
who won that?
The Veil.
Yeah.
I picked the Veil.
I knew
Yeah,
it.
I picked the veil. Yeah.
All right.
I'm the only one who picked.
Side
Perennial.
note: I'm a huge fan of the Veil just because I got to try a lot of their beer because one of our close friends.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's like
died.
the only reason
Oh,
they've
yeah.
had some.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But like their wild ales are
You know
great.
who you are. We
Their
love
wild ales are great.
Stouts
Their
are good.
stouts. Holiday
They
Wang
can-
Doodle is one of the top 10 beers I've ever had in my life.
Oh shit! I haven't had. Dude, I traded a
Whoa.
dude for a whole set of different Wang Doodles. It was like, maple Wang Doodle, bourbon Wang Doodle, and then the one that's like, what's the?
There's like a
master-
Lord Wang.
Yeah,
Doodle.
Lord
Wang.
Wang Doodle. Now one those.
So
three. I
at any
traded
given
those
moment,
for-
like how many Wang Doodles have been in your mouth at one time?
I've had a lot of
Ruben?
wangs in my mouth.
A lot of
But
Wang
I had
Doodles.
to. What's funny about that?
No, he
one,
said wangs.
Wangs.
Oh,
I had a lot of. I traded Modern Times for the Veil, and I can almost see a comparison of like Veil almost kind of being sort of an East Coast Modern Times because they're both pretty big breweries.
Does anybody have beer? Because I just keep opening them. Do you guys?
Oh,
Yeah, I've been
I
asking
got
Chris.
one more. All right, let's here, Alec. Can you open up this guy for me? I fucking got too much shit on my hands.
Yeah.
Ruben's gonna
Our
help me
hands
out.
are full. If you hadn't noticed, like he's got the bracket. I've got.
Oh, and then
this-
last
I
one
got
on
the
this region.
studio.
Let's close out Region 3. Treehouse versus Crooked Stave.
Treehouse.
This was a brutal one. I even picked
Treehouse.
Treehouse.
Did you take
House,
Trillium
tree
out? I didn't
house.
see Trillium.
They're in there. No, they're we.
Is that Region 4?
Did we talk about it already?
We're still in Region 3.
We
right?
did not
It
talk
must be
about
Region-
Trillium
it
yet.
must be-
No, we didn't.
Oh, it is Region 4.
We did
Oh,
not.
dude, the Trillium one's brutal for me too.
Yeah,
Overall, it's gonna
that
be
was
brutal.
also brutal. Sorry.
Treehouse. I mean, I love me some Crooked Stave. I've talked about it on the show, I think, before a few times, but I still had to go. This is one of those ones where it's like almost like hype going over because it's like I feel like at the end of the day, it's like someone's like, "Oh, do you want a bunch of Treehouse beers I get for you, or a bunch of Crooked Stave?" I'd be like, "Let's get those Treehouse." You know what I mean?
The only
Although I love me, like I said, I love me some Crooked Stave, so I kind of went.
To me.
But I went. I picked Treehouse. Like, don't get me wrong, but that
I
was
picked
the winner.
Treehouse because Julius is still the best hazy IPA.
And this was
ever
one
made.
of the biggest beatdowns too. 161 to 31.
Oh shit! Let's
Poor
move.
Crooked Stave. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
We're
Did
we're,
not
we're
do
It's
that.
fans.
Chris's fault. This is what I get to say every time because I just
Dude, this
picked
one
them.
almost kind of like they won, and so it's like I can't be too mad about it. But all right, so we're going over to Region 4 now. Top of the bracket. Region
Side
4
project number 3. I'm
versus
worried because
Three
Three
Floyds.
Floyds has a following.
They got way more votes. I mean, it was 115 to 58.
Oh.
But for a little bit, like this is hindsight now. But look for a little bit, it was like people like for me, I was like, how's Three Floyd's getting any votes? This should have been a beatdown in my opinion. But
I thought you
people,
meant abnormal.
What?
it's confused by that.
Maybe that's why people were confused. 'Cause they
So
thought it was
confusing.
abnormal.
I should've
Abnormal
said
Three Floyds.
abnormal,
They're
that
like
would've
the
made more
same.
sense.
They're like the same thing in my mind.
Swing out
Yeah.
abnormal. Like I wonder if like a few years ago they probably would have been on this bracket. Like,
Yeah.
wah, wah. Sorry. Oh, actually, you know what this brings up? I feel like Moxa is not on this bracket. I just thought of that right now.
There's a lot of. You know what?
But,
Live Oak
there-
isn't on this bracket either. So
There's a lot of breweries that didn't make it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like I said, there's,
well,
there's
you
a few
said.
one
Can I just point out that you said fuck
This is-
Magic? We're not putting Three Sons
I
on
did.
there.
You know what? I did. I thought I did. So no, that's
Magic.
not how
This was. Yep.
Magic. If you're listening to this, dude, I tried. It was originally Ruben's fault. He left it off originally.
It's
and I thought I put it in, and I didn't put it
the
in.
most
I know
important
where-
thing to know is it's not my fault.
I know
Magic.
which
It's
brewery.
not
I know
my
which.
fault.
I know which brewery. Yeah, I know which brewery I would have wanted to replace it with, but I don't know if I'll say that.
Because Three Sons is
So-
like Hunapoo Award
We should've-
Day award winning.
Yeah, we should put
like,
Three
come
Sons
on.
instead of North Park.
I was gonna say
Oh.
no.
That's right, baby. It never ends.
I would have put him instead of Cloudwater.
Okay, so McKellar versus. This is a
This
fun
was the
one.
featured. I put
This
this
is
as
a
a
fun
featured.
one. This is the featured.
This was
I
a
put this
fun
as a
one.
featured matchup.
McKellar had better
It
win.
was
McKellar
neck and
SD
neck
for me.
Yeah, McKellar better win. I don't know. The
Did
answer.
Evil
I don't-
Twin
I don't
win?
know who
Evil
won.
Twin.
Why? What the hell?
Because they have better beer, I guess.
He's probably the better like brother.
Name one.
To be
name,
fair.
name a good Evil Twin
What was
beer.
the
I'll wait.
percentage, or what was the
Jeppe
votes?
is a better dude.
I like it.
All
Yeah,
mine.
he's a better.
But, like,
Yeah,
tell
me-
McKellar's
but,
like,
kind of a dick.
McKellar San Diego. If we're talking McKellar San Diego specifically, McKellar San Diego has been killing up, cranking
Yeah.
out bangers,
Mhm.
low key for years.
I'm not sure that the
100%.
audience. I'm not sure if the audience base really
Consistent.
differentiated those two.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
pretty
So-
much.
so when I made up-
Was it a landslide? Yeah.
119 to 84. A lot of votes on that one, but
That was okay.
it was
That's
a hand.
closer than
they
I
won
thought.
handedly.
That's one of
Handily.
the ones that I put on there against each other because I knew
That was the one.
I
Yeah, we talked. Yeah, we
knew.
were.
Yeah,
yeah,
that
like,
was
that
a
had to be.
good
That
one.
had to be a
Frickin'
matchup.
Sour
That
bikini
was
or whatever
a good
beer
one.
from Evil Twin. Gross,
bro,
Nasty.
you don't like a little bit more Jesus with coffee
Aun
and
Mas
hazelnut?
Jesus or
Toddy.
whatever. Like
That's
yeah.
not. But also the
Those
same thing.
are
How
okay.
McKellar has McKellar
Or
SD.
you don't want
There's
him
Evil Twin, New
Imperial
York City.
Biscotti break with
No,
raisins,
not really.
coconut, Jubilee.
Not really,
and,
no. I'm good.
Sun-dried tomatoes.
No, I'd much rather have a barrel aged
And
San
sesame
Diego
seeds.
McKellar.
All right,
no,
all right, all right,
sesame
all right.
Sounds like a bread.
We're moving on. Moving on. Moving on.
Sounds like a fruitcake.
Other
Alright.
half cellar maker. Other
What'd you
half
call me?
destroyed him.
Sorry.
Other
No.
half destroyed
no.
him.
Yeah, other half one-handedly, 139 to 43. That was a beatdown.
Yeah, Sante versus Trio. God, this is gonna break my heart.
Dude, this is
gonna break my heart. Sante is the better
Yeah.
brewery.
They
for
won,
sure that-
right?
No, dude, Trillium beat the shit out of him. 126 to 51.
Ah, crap.
Oh.
I should
Hey,
have
believe
known.
it.
I
I mean-
picked.
Yeah.
I went with my heart.
I shouldn't have
I
put
picked
the, like,
Sante.
we shouldn't have had
I
these
picked
guys
Sante
go up
too.
against each other.
You edited that. I did not have that matchup.
I might have.
I
I,
had-
underestimated. I
I
underestimated.
believe I
the
had
Trillium
Sante
love.
versus like Floodlands because it was another sour producer.
No, I don't think so. I don't. Think
I had him against a sour producer.
Oh, you had him against Rare Barrel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You son
People,
of a bitch.
I bet you people would have picked Rare Barrel over
Yeah,
Sante.
see, it's not my fault.
know.
What,
I
all,
know what
all
I
these
mentioned.
all these matchups, it's not my fault.
All right,
Anchorage
going
versus
down,
Tired
this
Hands.
One, oh shit, this one was
Tired
fucking
Hands.
close. This one
Yeah,
was
I
Tired
picked
Hands.
Tired Hands. I'm
Tired
curious what
Hands.
you guys think.
Versus who?
Anchorage.
Anchorage versus Tired
I picked
Hands.
Anchorage.
I
think.
picked Tired
I was
Hands.
gonna say, I bet you.
I'm pretty sure I
I
picked
picked
Anchorage.
I
Yeah.
picked Anchorage, yeah.
We got to
And
split down
Tired
the
Hands
middle.
won 77 to
Oh.
70.
Who won?
Ooh,
Tired Hands.
The couch
Oh,
one.
damn.
We
By
went on the
7
couch.
votes, so
10,
really
yeah,
close.
10% difference.
That was a
like-
pretty. I mean, there's a few.
or
I
not
mean,
even,
I think-
yeah.
I
on a
think-
top 64, there's bound to be a lot of brutal matchups. I mean,
I
this
think
was
part of that is just accessibility. Like Anchorage has really great beer, but not a lot of people can get them.
it's on Tavor and shit, though. You know what I mean? I thought
Yeah,
it was
but
almost
that's
more
not
accessible.
that-
I feel like
yeah.
I've had more Anchorage than I've had Tired Hands beer.
Tavor doesn't deliver to
Well, that's
very
because
many
you don't
places.
seek out Tired Hands beer. You
I
can
do
get-
seek. I like.
We
This
just
was
got
nice.
one. It
This one was.
mom.
This one was tough.
Because you
for me.
could post an ISO and you'll get it immediately.
Yeah.
Tired
yeah.
Hands does have really good like member
Chris
beers.
isn't
You
in
can
good
get, dude, Anchorage is
I'm just
fucking
kidding.
expensive for their beers, even retail. You know what I mean?
Well-
Retail, you could pay $75 for an Anchorage beer. It's like,
now
what
it
the
is.
fuck?
It didn't used to be, but I think there was a certain point where something snapped.
Well, deal with the devil.
That same
like,
story that we fucking go
Well, they're
back
also.
to.
I
There
bet
was
you
a
if they
certain
weren't in
point.
Alaska, I think if they weren't in Alaska and had to have like previously Shelton Brothers, you know, distributing their stuff, like I feel like, or maybe it was cheaper when, like I feel like them being in Alaska makes their shit a little bit more expensive. Retail.
I mean,
Well,
hello. Yeah. That's
secondary stuff's going to be expensive
Yeah.
if it's good.
This
you know what I mean?
this may
Anyway,
be
so.
apocryphal, and this is just a quick aside. But with Anchorage, that story when they did the triple barrel deal with the devil, and it was $100 or something, and people went crazy, like giving them shit on the internet about it being $100. And so they were like, "Screw it, we're not going to sell it to you guys. We're going to ship it all to Australia," and they did.
And they fucking
They
sold the shit out of
shipped
it for way
to
more money too.
Australia, yes.
That's even cooler.
And I feel like
Fuck
that
you
was the-
guys.
That's
I
the
like that.
bullshit. Yeah, I like
That was the
yeah.
moment that I felt like they turned the corner, where they were like, you know what? People love our beer, but people are giving us so much shit trying to get it.
And they're like, "Fuck
You know
yeah!"
what?
It's like you
We're
know you're going to
pricing
sell
it
this
at
for
$100 a
$300.
bottle. Suck it.
Yeah. Suck my fucking.
All right, Modern Times
This is
mopped the
apocryphal.
floor.
They did. Thank God, because Phase 3 is good. I mean, they have some pretty big stuff out there, but Modern Times
Come on, Chris.
fucking mopped them 136 to 35.
Horace won, unfortunately.
Wow, over 100.
Actually,
Hey, Chris, I know you got your hands full, but is that Cloud Daggers gonna come on? Now? Is that gonna make it down here?
Come on.
By the way,
Fucking-
also because it ends at me, I get all the rest of it, right? Like
Yeah.
that's cool. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
yeah, you got to
Yeah.
chug it. Actually,
yeah, chug it.
Oh, I have to chug it. Okay, cool.
you have to butt chug it.
I
Actually,
can do that on
yeah,
camera.
Modern Times definitely won.
So Horace Age definitely beat Cloudwater,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they won 103-66.
and I'm interested in the last one because DeGard should win.
yeah, thank you.
If
DeGard
you
should win.
if you drink beer, DeGard should win.
I hope.
I was
I
I
worried
picked
about.
DeGard. Do I get my redemption
I
back?
was-
I picked DeGard.
No, because you picked.
you should.
know,
That you did what you're supposed to do.
That's what you're
Um,
supposed to do. Why
This
would I
one
reward
I
you
was
for...
also worried about.
Oh yeah.
Got a little.
We're-
So this one I was also worried about because I know just new people like imprint and shit. But DeGard did win 107-65.
Shout out
to
Solid-
people who
solid
voted
win.
for
Thank you
DeGard.
guys for
Good
doing that.
job.
Jesus.
So now,
that's the end of the fan voting. And what I'll say is before we get into our own brackets and stuff, is we will continue to post these as March Madness is actually officially going today as this recording of Friday.
Keep your eyes peeled. Turn on your
Official-
notifications. And can we circle back to how Beer Advocate stole our Beer Hall of Fame?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Before that, can I get your Pax Romana cutter?
I didn't bring it.
You son of a bitch.
This thing is got a cutter on it though.
Yeah, there you
It's
go.
got a thing on the side.
Just put some elbow.
Yeah, Joel, tell us
I know,
about
it's
it.
some elbow grease and just so.
Yeah, you sent us the thing earlier today and shit. I was
Yeah,
like,
because we started doing the
Tell us how
Hall of
great we
Fame,
are.
which I think of. I mean, like we're still working it out. The kinks and our website is not. We haven't put them all up there, but I like the idea of the Beer Hall of Fame, where it's not like we're picking beers that are like have the highest ratings or things like that. We're just picking beers that we think are the epochal kind of beers. Like you can't tell the history of craft beer without them. They've stood the
Mhm.
test of time.
Yeah.
They're still around
You kind of have
for the most
to
part.
explain why you
Um,
picked that one.
Yeah, I think it's fun. It's just more you get into it, the more you kind of find the bellwethers, the things that
yeah,
really
the
are movers and
Stone-
shakers
Yeah,
in the-
yeah,
in
exactly.
the-
The Stones, the Sierra
Because
Nevadas.
honestly, I don't think you can see Old Rasputin on Beer Advocates.
Well, I don't know. I honestly, I didn't want to look at it. I couldn't bring myself to do it. I
Yeah,
had
we're
an
gonna do
email
our own.
from
We
Beer
gotta-
Advocate freaking yesterday that was like, "Oh, check out the Beers of Fame," and I was like, "Huh? Beers of Fame? Wait!" And I clicked on it, and it's basically like they've started aggregating all the beers that have been added to the Beer Advocate website more than 15 years ago that are still in production that still have like high ratings and stuff like that. And I'm like, "Motherfucker, this is
Well,
the
we're
same
just gonna
thing.
keep
like,
it going, and we got the receipts.
Yeah, we're
we
the-
can see
we're the
people can see when
original.
people could see when we posted our
That's right.
our first podcast
Ruben,
talking about
was it
fucking,
your idea? The
Yeah.
beer hall.
Yeah,
events?
that was
Beer hall
that was the
events,
first
yeah.
thing. That was the first meeting about
No one else has
podcast.
ever
We
thought of
wanted
it.
beer hall of
No
fame.
one else ever.
And
Only
it was like,
Ruben's
and
brain.
nobody, and to my knowledge, I don't think a beer hall of fame had really been done before that by any other organization, right?
Maybe Hop Culture did like some. Here's the like top 10 beers of 2021 or something like that. I don't know, but
The
like,
top beers for a year is
But-
not the same thing as the Hall of Fame.
but like an actual like, here's the Hall of Fame. Like, here's the Thrillist list of like these are the best beers, right?
Sorry, real quick, is so we're drinking Cloud Daggers from Modern Times, by the way. Figured I wanted to keep in line with having some beers, or have some beers that were on the bracket, or some breweries that were on the bracket.
Thank you, Chris.
This is Imperial Porter aged in bourbon barrels with maple syrup, roasted pecans, vanilla, and cacao.
Pecans.
Can
Yeah,
you
I'll
say
take,
that again?
I'll take that bottle.
Pecans.
I thought it was pecans.
Yeah,
Thank you, Ruben. I'm married
and,
to pecans.
and
it's
coconuts.
annoying. Wait, can I have that?
So
Yeah, if you
The
say it
worst-
right.
Sweetheart.
The
You say it
worst,
right.
the worst is when people say fucking
nut
caramel. It's not fucking caramel. There's an A in
Oh,
there,
caramel?
bitch. It's
Caramel.
caramel.
Yeah.
Carmel is a city in California or whatever.
Exactly.
Carmel.
We
Yeah.
have Carmel Mountain that doesn't have the A in there. So if you say caramel and you're from San Diego, you can suck dick.
So this Cloud Daggers BTW is a collaboration with Bottle Logic. So it's one that's
That's
made at Modern Times, but is a collaboration with Bottle Logic. And this is the 2021 vintage. So thank you. This is brand new. And I'm guessing, is this like the third or the fourth time they've done it? Because I remember the first time they did it, it was just impossible to get. It was
I'm
super
digging
hard
it.
to
It's
get.
delicious.
Yeah, it was hot. It was hot commodity.
Pecans or pecans. I like it.
It's pecans.
It smells like if
agree.
I borrowed my mom's skillet and bought a bunch of like vending machine candy bars and just melted them in it or something.
Yeah.
I
That's
like
kinda
this
what
one
it-
because maple
know.
beers sometimes can be like, I don't know, too mapley and weirdly sweet. This one has got a good balance of other. Like it's not
Yeah,
like.
it's not overly sweet.
But I think they use actual real maple syrup because, like, you could tell when there's maple extract. Like, not that it tastes bad; it actually tastes like what people normally think of as maple, like
Sounds
Aunt
good.
Jemima's or
Yeah,
whatever they call it now.
I
But this
have,
tastes like more real maple syrup.
I have
Wow,
an
can I
Apple
get a
Watch,
picture of you holding that?
and I think that my heart
Joe,
rate.
can you get to the camera on Ruben?
I think my heart rate is increasing as I sniff it. I
Wow.
think it's increasing the BPMs on my. Oh hey, double dose. This is the double dose batch
Double
two.
dose by Horace.
Did you see who was holding it?
Yeah.
So I brought this. I proxied for two guys for Horace, two friends.
That was my first question. I was like, who gave you that one?
Yeah, I don't buy these beers. I don't spend my money at breweries that don't have tap rooms. So I'm just saying.
Ooh.
I'm
Unless
just
it's conscious
saying.
sales.
They have a tap room. It's called
They
the
do have a
Backyard.
tap room.
We
They
brew our own
do. We
beer.
do have a tap room.
oh,
Oh, that too.
Sorry.
That's good.
So
All right.
yeah, Horace double dose. This was a rebrew. The first one was like what 24 bottles or something like that, and Chris got one of them.
Yes.
Did we ever drink? When did we drink that?
We
Oh, yeah.
drink it. Yeah, we did.
I was there.
Yeah,
I wasn't. Thanks TFTI.
you wouldn't appreciate it.
Sick invite.
It might-
Sick invite, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, this sucks, bro. It tastes like metal.
Really?
What?
This
What
one
are
was
you
pretty
getting?
good. I thought. I mean, one thing about
Thanks.
this. So this isn't.
I
So it's
haven't tasted
barrel
it
aged.
yet.
So this one's. Yeah. So this one's interesting because here you can skip me, Joel.
It tastes like fucking iron.
I'll pour myself in a second. That one's interesting because it's barrel aged, right? But it's French. It's not. There was no spirit in that barrel before. It was a clean
I mean,
French
it
oak
smells
barrel.
like hazelnut.
So it's like different than your normal
And it's
barrel aged
supposed to.
stout. I feel like because there's more oaky.
Wait, you mean to tell me that Horace made a beer with hazelnuts and coffee?
I think all of his stuff is stained. I think it all tastes like hazelnuts. Like
Just has that natural.
It just tastes metallic. It's sweet, and then you
This
get
one
like a
was pretty-
metallic.
when
I
When I
wanna,
first had
I
it, it
wanna
was
like
pretty
it. I wanna like it.
So I'll have to try it again here in a second. I gotta
Yeah,
crush mine.
it tastes metallic. That's my problem with Horace stouts is they taste like iron. Like it tastes
That's-
metallic to me.
So what I was told
I get
by
sweet.
someone who would know is that with these particular beers, these horse beers, with the base stout recipe, this has that metallic flavor comes from a caramelization of the malts
James tell you that.
happening. Yes,
I mean, okay. I mean, I could see that.
in the
thing
process from basically like
Well,
the
is
length,
that-
Also,
the
one thing
length
I-
of time
so one of the things I
it's
also-
Is that
spent
good or
like
bad,
boiling
though?
and cooking. and
It's
stuff.
not good. It
I mean,
tastes
but
like
like
iron.
nobody's
I don't
trying
know.
to achieve
I
that.
think
are they?
also
I get a consistent note. Sorry, that's a consistent note I get from
one
from
thing I
some
will
of these
say
beers.
I
to
agree.
back up because Horace is. I guess this one is barrel aged. I guess, but normally, like some of his beers have been maybe a little like the ones that are non-barrel aged, maybe a little sweet. But I feel like they brew them specifically to go in barrels. So it's like if you have one of his things and it's like it's non-barrel age. It's like, okay, like I think they're kind of forecasting ahead. Like this is in a barrel, it kind of needs that extra sweetness and stuff. The one thing I'll say about that metallic flavor is actually can be caused by the beer being too acidic as well. So I don't know if that's something that
Could be.
I'm sure they look at it and stuff, but I know that can happen. But I could see the caramel thing as well.
Because what we were just talking about, we were just on something before Chris.
Well, we were talking about metallic taste in beer.
No, before that we were talking
Beer
about
advocate.
Beer advocate. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How Ruben
I think
was the front.
I think Chris may be working for Beer Advocate because this motherfucker changed the subject real quick before when we were airing our grievances against somebody stealing our idea.
I sold it down. I sold it to them
A
for $1
fucking
million.
sellout.
For $1 million.
Yeah.
Fucking sellout.
I fucking pulled a. Well, I guess we could also. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Clearly, we came up with it with the Beer Hall of Fame first. I mean, I think there's no doubt about that. So we just got to keep on pumping it out, and then one day when someone I feel like we'll ultimately.
Well, we
have
haven't done that for a while. Actually, maybe next show should we bring?
We're gonna have to bring it back.
Yeah, I think we need to.
Maybe let's have a big class this time. Let's induct a few. You know what I mean?
We'll do
Let's
five Hall of Fame beers.
Okay.
We'll do
five
Hall of Fame beers. Yeah.
How about this?
How about this?
We each get to induct one, or
one.
we each get one, and then let's vote on one.
Yeah, there you go.
I was gonna say we
mind.
could look through Beer Advocate's Hall of Fame and then pick 5 beers from theirs.
Let's take 5 of theirs to not make ours at all.
Oh, there's gonna be there
to blacklist forever from our Hall of Fame.
exactly.
Dark Lord can suck a dick. If they have Dark Lord on theirs, they could suck a dick. Dark Lord is never making my Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Never making my Hall of Fame. Did you guys hear that?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Never making the Hall of Fame. Fuck Dark Lord. I like soy sauce, but only when I'm eating sushi.
But
you like your Asian food and people.
Hanji might go in there.
Like I said, I love Asian people. I'm an Asian supremacist.
But again, isn't some of those on the Three Floyds thing some of them are good though, right? Like, isn't there some that are bangers? But then it's like, yeah, they have a lot of that miso stuff too.
I feel like it's Russian roulette when you get the variants. Like it could be something just incredible that you've never tasted anything quite like it, and you're like, whoa, just like your taste buds are teleported to a new dimension, or you're like, oh, okay.
I haven't had a good experience with barrel aged Dark Lord.
It seems like that's something that you guys all talk about, especially Ruben, just being consistent, like always going to I feel like modern times, you're always gonna get whatever.
Yeah. If I buy the barrel aged beer, it's probably gonna be fucking good.
Yeah, I mean, of course, no one wins every time, but. I think that's something that sways your opinion if they're going to be good. Because like you said, is it Russian roulette? Like, is it going to be the best or the worst beer I've ever had?
Well, the thing that sucks is when you go to Dark Lord Day, you don't know what beer you're getting.
Right.
So everybody's guaranteed like barrel aged beers, but you don't know what variant you're getting.
Can you remind the audience? Because it sounds like they don't know what Dark Lord Day is.
Well, Dark Lord Day is when they release Dark Lord barrel aged variants, and it's a huge beer festival for them. They'll have like metal bands playing because they're like a metal themed brewery. Which
you're not into
over in Indiana,
right?
Yeah, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah, thank you. I was gonna say that's like
which is awesome.
I
love their imagery. Like Dark Lord imagery is fucking awesome. Just the beer is terrible. So they'll have
sucks when that happens.
So they'll divide it into sections, I believe. So it's like I think they have like 4 sections per year, and it just depends on when you get to attend. And you kind of get like session A, session B, session C, session D,
but all in one day, or
each session gets a variant of beer, but you don't know what it is until you get it.
Right.
So some people strike gold because like their vanilla stuff tends to be what everybody loves. Hanji,
French vanilla
militia.
Yep.
So those tend to be the big getters.
Ooh, French vanilla. You haven't had that one yet, Chris.
So people love them. So people love when they get those, but it's a roll of the dice.
Right. The chemtrail mix.
Yeah,
that was a big
one.
That was a new one that year, and it was like the top variant that year.
Yeah,
it's a funny name.
There's weird stuff with like freaking like Hawaiian pink peppercorns or something weird stuff like in it. Like there's just weird variants every year.
Yeah, and by all accounts, it's fun. I have friends who've flown out.
That was probably the preeminent like brewery festival for a long time. Maybe Wakefest. Yeah, Wakefest is overtaking that now, but Three Floyds was before that, though, right? Like, even still, people, it was
Dark
still
Lord
pretty.
Day has been going for a
Up
long
until
time.
the pandemic shit happened, that was still a big event. Like, people were mobbing out to that.
It was one that had unique scenes of craft beer nerds,
Yeah, just
passed
passing-
out on the side of the
yeah,
road, and
Yeah.
laying up against a chain link fence.
Don't Drink Beers had a whole series of like Dark Lord Day memes. So that is Star Metal. That is a
what do you
fruited Berliner Weiss with I don't know the fruit.
More
Pineapple,
more fruited
guava,
Berliner Weiss.
orange,
Thank
and
you.
hibiscus.
Great,
Wow.
awesome, love it.
Oh well, fuck
doing
you
the,
too.
doing the refreshing beers.
Where's your beer at? Bring it up.
This is a Modern Times, right?
Yeah,
And
Martin.
they've made this one multiple times.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite beers.
I mean, how do you go wrong with pineapple, guava, hibiscus?
Apparently you do, because Joel's not happy about this beer. I mean, fuck.
Oh, actually, I
another
haven't
one-
even tried it yet, but
Another one.
just going off what's in it.
This beer is phenomenal. Fuck. I've said it like 3 times.
All right, everybody at home, take a drink.
3. That's pretty good.
Oh,
Ooh, it is phenomenal. I agree.
yeah, that's a fucking great beer.
It's phenomenal.
Joel's over here fucking poo.
I want it with champagne and blended. on
I
ice.
just, dude, make a slushy out of this bitch.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm
This would be
saying.
so delicious.
Add vodka to this.
They
bitch.
probably, if they had festivals,
There
they
you
probably
go.
would be making like
Add
slushy
vodka
beers out of
to
this.
it. Oh my god!
I was thinking champagne, but vodka sounds even better.
And then let's
Make
get
a
vodka.
slushy out of
and
this and add
champagne.
vodka.
That's what they should be doing at their pool location.
Hey, let's take a break, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back, guys. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna wrap up this episode and tell you guys how we're gonna finish this bracket off. So thanks to you guys, we've narrowed it down to 32 breweries. We went down from 64 to 32. This is March Madness, of course, so there's gonna be a little bit more madness. So the next week, we're gonna have you guys help us out. So we're gonna narrow it down from 32 to 16, and then the week after that, we're gonna go from 16 to 8, and then we'll be back recording when we have the top 8. And the top 8 is, I mean, I think we're gonna
Elite
be
8, dude. I mean, that's,
Elite 8. We're gonna be debating that, and
we'll take the reins from there, and we'll we'll let the pros handle the rest. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the first sip, not the fucking the people sip. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
you guys already disappointed me.
So, so we gotta make sure there's a
Well,
proper
it's the
ending to
theme
this.
of
But
our
who
show,
knows? But
apparently.
who knows what kind of hearing this, maybe they'll just kind of show us what's up and just make a terrible Elite 8 from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So if we get to the
If Hill Farmstead loses before that, I'm gonna be fucking throwing fits.
if Side Project Cantillon, Driefontein is the only one where I don't think it has a strong brand recognition that it could lose to somebody.
Yeah, well,
I
I mean,
have to-
I don't give any.
I
I filled out. I mean,
understand why
I
you
filled
would
out
think
my
that.
bracket already. I'm not going to give.
I
won't
still
give
don't
any
even know how to say it
spoilers.
right. Three Fontinen?
I
I'd say
Dre,
three F, man.
Fontaine. I think I think it's Dre Fontaine.
I
feel like
I
that's
thought
closest.
that Chris, you already said 450 North was going the whole way, so you're already sunk.
Ah!
You're already done. You're
Well,
already
dude,
done.
don't tell everybody, bro. Like, come on, it's my favorite brewery. Come on, It's bullshit.
Yeah, so once we get to the Elite 8, we're gonna take it from there, and we're gonna argue, and
We'll do it
me,
Hall of
baby.
Fame.
You
We'll do a
know-
Hall of Fame beer style.
Now we're all gonna sing "Kumbaya" and hold
You
hands.
know I'm gonna
You know that's
sweet
what's gonna
talk you,
happen.
baby. I'm gonna give you what you need.
Are you guys listening to this?
I'm
Don't
gonna
let
give
Ruben
it
win.
to
Punch him.
Get
He's
on.
right there. Punch
So
him.
wait, where can you vote? Go on
All right, yeah,
the
so
Beer Nation.
There's where we're gonna have it now, so
Instagram.
because it's too much to post on both of them, we'll get the best traction on the Beer Nation. Like I said, our mother network here.
on
so
Instagram.
on
Go
Instagram,
to the gram.
it'll be on our stories, and we'll update the actual bracket so that you can see everybody in the next round. But we'll have the individual matchups on our stories, and
And
we'll
if you
pull-
didn't
and we
like
can pull you
some
guys.
things that won, I mean, your vote counts.
Let
Yeah,
us know.
exactly.
Yell at us.
If you're pissed
Let
about
us
this, your
know.
vote counts. You know what I mean?
Tell Ruben
at
you're
the Beer
disappointed.
Nation,
Let Chris
Is it
know,
at the Beer
and-
Nation?
At
and
the
Ruben
Beer
know.
Nation.
Yeah.
At the Beer
Yeah, keep
Nation,
Joel and
you
me
can
out of
follow us at
Yeah.
the First Sip
Yep.
Pod. Follow Joel at Beer with Pleasant Strangers. You can follow Chris at Growler Hour. You You can follow Ali as
Allegory
Allegory Ballesquero.
Vassalero.
Yours- I don't know what you think our name is. It's Basilero, motherfucker.
Yeah,
First of
I
all,
think he
I'm
means-
Italian.
Yeah.
Hey!
I don't know if you say that to fuck with us or if you.
Yeah, it's a really hard one.
Ballesquero.
Vassalero.
I think it's Ballesquero.
That's like the Spanish way, or like that's like
Yeah.
the Spanish way of saying
I
it.
think it's the Italian
Vassalaro
way.
is the Italian.
It's like the Valley of the Guerros.
And then you can follow me at RLVINEH, RLVinay. Holler at me.
Beer account to come for him.
I don't have a beer account. All right.
It's coming though. It's coming. I'm telling
I
you.
have a personal
If
account.
not, I'm gonna create one for you, and I'm just gonna run it.
I personally
if you
drink a
were-
lot of
as you-
beer, so follow my personal account.
I
We
like
have-
I
we
like
have,
the
also have
cranky craft enthusiast is what I would like to coin
The
for,
young cranky.
No, it should be. You know what?
for
And before
Ruben.
we have last sips.
You
by
have
the
a
way.
problem?
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
go.
That
you,
should be the name of your thing.
you know what grinds my beers?
Oh!
That should be
Look
you.
it up
dude.
right now.
Is that you?
Look
Dude,
it up right
create
now.
it.
That's
Come on.
just as that's
Dude,
like
look it up.
equally
Grinds
as
my
long
gears.
as
Who
beer
has
with pleasant strangers. You know
Wait,
what grinds my
Ruben,
beers.
I'm
There you
gonna
go.
look it up
There you
for
go.
him.
There you go.
You're looking for one. That's
So
I'm gonna
you
see
better
if it's
register
available.
before we publish this
I'm not gonna
podcast.
register
So.
it, but
Oh, there's our.
But yeah,
picture.
yeah.
I
Last
saved it.
last sips of the night tonight is going to be a Dortmunder collaboration between Harlan Brewing and Ruben's favorite berry, Horace. Yep. And this is a fantastic expression of this very unique regional lager style.
what makes a Dortmunder unique?
You would ask me because the
You are in a
doesn't know.
Cicerone study group, motherfucker.
Cicerone study group. Yeah.
You phone a friend
You
to
gotta
Adam
get
right
it.
now.
Yeah. Let me get back to you on that. Like, no, we did.
I'm
I
not
actually
gonna
missed
get
out
it,
on that
sure.
week. I got the beer.
Really?
but-
Was there a Dortmunder week? And you're like,
I did. I missed out on the.
it was.
week.
Oh, so one thing. This was conditioned in American oak. I know Harlan has a
Foder.
foder, and yeah, they do a lot of their. They'll send a lot of loggers to that.
Dude, that's
I-
tasty.
I know. I'm enjoying
That-
it.
Pretty
That's
smooth.
really
It's quite
tasty,
smooth.
baby.
Yeah, it's not some of those modern
know whose
times
beer it
beers
is?
that they put in their
No, yeah, I
foeders.
know who it is.
And the collaboration.
That's a good beer.
Yeah, it's lagered in a wooden
I like it
wooden
smooth.
vessel.
It's smooth.
Foeder-
You can
foeder.
you can crush a lot of those.
It has you usually find it in Dunkelweisses. Like it has like a
Mhm.
little bit of banana to it. Maybe it's just my palate.
Some esters. I think so. I think you're right. I think
Maybe
it's got
that
a little
could be
bit of
sort of
funky esters.
yeah. I wonder if they use a different kind of yeast or something to get that kind of thing.
But that's tasty. I enjoy that. Shout out to Horace and Harlan for doing that.
Those Harlan boys, man.
Harlan has
Harlan's
some
the
great-
homies, bro.
They have some great collabs.
Those
Check
are the
them out.
homies,
Yeah.
bro.
They collab
Yes,
with
they
only the
are.
best.
Yeah, I was happy to do. Actually, I mean, I'll plug my own shit for a little bit, but I did get to collaborate with Harlan Beer. It was pretty cool. Like they were super. Like beyond being good brewers, they're like
They're good
actually
people.
really cool dudes. Like
Cool
super.
I know Aaron works there. My homie Aaron.
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
head brewer. What's the head brewer?
Ryan.
Ryan works there.
Nick.
Fellow
Nick is
Nick is
big
a
time
hotbed.
homies with Derek and shit like that. They got
Yeah.
they got some
They
connections.
got- they know.
Yeah.
They
flowing
know who to
between those
know.
people. You know what I mean? Like
Chris has like a top hat that he used to wear,
Yep.
and when he came back from brewing with Harlan, it didn't fit anymore. His head had swollen just a little bit. It had gotten just a little bit bigger, like one size bigger.
That's not all.
Hey,
They
when
got.
you brew
Aaron,
big
Ryan,
dick beers,
Nick.
that's what happens. I mean,
Shout out to the
I
homies
mean,
over at
it just
Harlan.
swole all over, guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dude, their tasting room.
Hey,
it's
it was a great thing. Chris did a good job.
It's unfortunate that COVID shut everything down because they have one of the best.
It's
tasting
so
rooms
Which one are you
I've
talking
ever-
about?
Scripps.
Okay, the one at the actual brewery.
Yeah.
That one's cool. But have you been to the one Paseo
Yeah,
spot?
it's cool, but it's not as cool as Scripps. Scripps is fucking.
One-
Well, they have
Ooh,
yeah,
there
the
you
one at
go.
the
I need
Scripps.
to
They
go to
have those
Scripps then.
basketball machines like that you would find at like
Yeah,
Dave
they
Buster's.
have that at
That's pretty
Scripps.
dope.
They
Yeah,
have
no,
that
no,
at
no, no,
Scripps.
that's what I'm talking
Whoa,
about. Scripps one.
that's my
And they-
favorite thing.
And they have a whole private event like section to all the way to the far
Yeah, they
left.
kind of do have a big.
They have
yeah.
an awesome tasting room.
Oh, maybe
So
we
if
can
you come
record
to
a
San
podcast there
Diego,
one day.
Harlan,
Oh, shit,
go
yeah.
there. Yeah, sure. Let's try it. Let's do it. Let's
Yeah,
go
there may
in
be
there.
some. Yeah,
We'll
there may be some more
manifest it.
on-site fucking recordings coming soon. Who knows?
Yeah.
For coatings.
Yeah, we might go out
I'm
in the
gonna
field.
record.
If you're a
You
brewery
do
that wants to
recording.
host us and
Yeah.
listens to this, or you are in contact with a brewery that wants to host us, let us know and we'll come drink at your
If
place.
you want to give us
Slide in
free
the
beer, let
DMs.
us know.
if you want to send anything to the podcast, reach out to
If you
us
have
on
if you have
Instagram.
BBT, you are automatically going to be our next guest.
Hey, I think Ruben's got BBT still, right? Yeah.
I do not. I
No, you traded
BBT.
it.
Oh wait,
Ah.
tell us what you traded it for.
For shoes.
Yeah. Okay. Last thing. What'd you get for it?
Jordans.
What'd you trade it for?
Yeah.
So I traded
That's kind of a
my
good.
I traded my bottle of BBT. Originally, I wanted to get brown water. I wanted bourbon, but I couldn't get bourbon. So I have really expensive, shitty hobbies. I collect records. I drink bourbon. I drink beer, and I recently got into shoes.
Why is there so many dudes in the beer that are also
Put them
in
up.
shoes?
Put them up.
So right now I'm wearing.
These aren't the new ones. These are what you traded for, by the way. But
No.
These are pretty fresh, though. These
These
do
are
look
my
pretty fresh.
Jordan 4 Fire Reds. Those are dope.
Oh, they match my shirt.
But I traded my BBT.
How do they smell, Allie? Do they smell good? Can you smell them?
They're brand new. They fucking smell that shit.
I don't smell anything.
It's brand
Incredible.
Brand new.
Immaculate.
But
This
I
is
traded my
phenomenal.
It was
BBT.
phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Joyce,
Fuck you guys.
That was
Drink,
phenomenal.
Foot nominal. Oh my
Phenomenal.
god.
But I traded my BBT for
Incredible.
a pair of Jordan.
What did
But
you
not
trade?
these
Did you trade
ones.
on the ear bay barter
Green
Kings?
ones.
Yeah.
You did really? Okay.
for Jordan 1's Pine Green 2.0.
You didn't see it on
The one
on
thing
the
I will say
stories.
is
I
that
saw it.
A
Ruben.
beer you drink once, the shoes you have for a long time. So I do see the value in that. Although I might,
Dude,
I
he
mean,
came up on some shoes.
and they're still in transit, so if you want to porch pirate Ruben when they come,
Dude,
his
I-
address
His
is.
All I know is he lives in Oceanside. Don't
Dude,
go to his
I
house.
wore those shoes last night. Those are already broken in.
Yeah, he took a picture of him actually.
Oh, dude.
Oh.
Well, anyways, we're getting sloppy over here. We should probably.
All right, guys.
Yeah,
thanks.
so,
Thanks
yeah.
for
Ruben has
tuning in
his
this
shoes
week.
back on.
yeah. Again, I mean, Ruben did a good job of telling you the channels you can find us on for voting. But as always, you can find us at First Sip Pod on Instagram. And then you heard
Beer
all
Nation.
you heard all of our different things
At the Beer Nation,
Yeah.
at
It's in the
Crowler
show.
At the
Hours,
Beer Nation,
at Beer
yeah,
Pleasant Strangers,
Strangers.
at
It's
Allegory
in
by
the
the
show.
Skittle, and at RL Vanek.
Hey, coming up this next hour, we got some smooth jazz and some
Yeah.
ocean noises, some sounds of whales that have gone extinct,
listen, baby.
captured before they all went belly up.
All right, we should wrap this up because are you a little bitch?
Round.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in.